Okay, so welcome to the Keepers of the Golden Gate, session 91. I am Ryan, the GM. It is the 28th of May, 2021. Here are the players.
Hello, I'm Adrian, and I play Arya Bluebird, the half-elf druid.
Hi, I'm Scott. I'm playing Crumbar, the free paladin, who's also a half-orc.
Hi, I'm Hannah, and I play Isla, the tiefling sorcerer.
Hi, I'm Kelly, and I play Serene, the Furbolg Ranger.
That you all do. And what do you remember from last time?
Freedom!
Oh.
Yeah.
So, well, we'll start with Shan decided to make some oven gloves and, stick his hand in.
It was a really cool oven glove.
Yeah, it was
Why
a really
are
cool
we-
oven glove. Yeah, and then he decided to go digging a bit inside a volcano, I guess. Was it no, was it just the... It was just the light.
It was in the lava.
Yeah.
Yeah, he talked to the lava. Maybe
Maybe.
the source. Maybe the heart of the mountain. We're not sure.
He tried to commune in some way by using the sending spell to talk through a mithril oven glove he just fabricated by sticking his hand in lava. So it was some kind of weird Thanos Infinity Gauntlet suicide hand thing. I don't know. But yeah. And the message he got was, "How dare you wake me?"
That was, yeah.
Yeah.
And we don't know whether that was the same thing that Ari has been talking to or not.
Yeah.
It sounded
Some
much grumpier.
random, flame fire demon.
Oh
who knows?
yeah.
Yeah.
Slightly
I mean, lava
singed
is a
Isla.
big thing.
Yeah, singed
Oh
Isla.
yeah, I'm lucky to still have eyebrows.
Oh,
Luckily, your eyebrows only took half damage. Yeah.
Haha. So I've got that cool eyebrow slit going on now.
Yep.
I just did the weirdest thing where I was kind of laughing while sneezing. That was like, what the fuck?
Okay.
I blame you guys.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely a thing. And then obviously we had what I thought was just a mock trial that was very testing, and then it just turned out that it was like, oh yeah, boom, this was the real thing, and I was like, you what?
By the way, I'm the god of judgment.
Yeah.
You've just been judged.
Yeah, and
Peace
I think
Hashtag judge.
yeah, and I think you've kind of just signed me up for bringing a celestial in. So yeah,
Yeah,
For
you're
dwarven
welcome.
justice.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
yeah, is it,
sentenced
yeah for dwarven justice.
for dwarven justice. Yeah.
I wrote down-
Crumbar.
That just sounds like such a battle cry as well. For dwarven justice. Wing thing. Yeah, and then a cake was made, and now pub travels are happening.
Yeah.
Oh, and then everyone's favourite Archmage showed up again.
Yes! I don't know why you don't like him. He's amazing.
Isla is hiding behind Bastiel right now.
Oh shit, my laptop's restarting. That's
Oh,
great.
no.
brilliant.
Oh, great. Oh, that was fun. Bye.
Oh dear.
Oh.
Oh, great.
Okay. That'll be fine when you come back, I suppose, at some point. Yep.
Yeah.
I know,
How are you still here if your laptop just
because
started?
I'm on my phone.
Yeah.
So I was just
Oh,
about to move to the laptop.
that's like
That's how she was able to
Next
use the
game, like-
webcam through the phone
Yeah,
with
that's-
Discord. Yeah, no, that's okay.
that's like next level plays right there. I would have just faded into the ether.
So, anything else happened last time, or is that? about it?
I can't think of anything else.
Serene was the one that passed final judgment on you as well. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you got a story point for that, didn't you?
Yeah.
I did.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Sexy. That's when we do get to us. I can maybe just call him. Be like, hey, she's here. Please get up now.
Go.
Hey,
Go,
Mr. Null.
Fawcetti, go.
Yep. I choose you, Fawcetti. Oh dear. Yep. He was cool. I liked Fawcetti. Yeah.
I like that we all had to ask whether or not he was engaged to Dondrabella.
I just got to double check and had to check with Dondrabella as well.
Fair though.
I wouldn't put it past them to get engaged to a god, right?
Yeah, that seems within the realm of possibility.
The realm of Dondrabella, yep, 100%.
I just love that she vanishes to go bake though. That's my favourite. Yeah, so I think to summarise, everybody loves Rhaenyra. Crombar is free to go. All dwarfs know that because the God of Judgment makes all dwarfs know that, which is kind of cool. So like, dwarf justice done via Fawcetti is known to dwarfs. So there's no misunderstandings. Crombar took damage when he bit into a crowbar.
Oh yeah, I was literally sitting here thinking, like, how did I take damage?
Yeah. Bastiel made an oven glove.
Did Crombar not attack Bastiel with the crowbar as well?
No, I just punched him.
No, just a straight up punch. Yeah. Wasn't that a crit?
Yeah, it was a crit.
It was a crit. And you learned how crap crits are for like just punching. Because no dice are involved.
I have a punch button, and I wanted to test it out.
True that. Although I should probably do the thing I usually try and do, which is session 91 starts. There we go. I usually try and do that so the chat log has some kind of way to tell, when the session began.
I mean, right?
Yeah. If only it was a bit more akin to Discord, the chat. Like, deleting entries would be nice. Especially if you accidentally roll something that's meant to be super, super secret, and you decide to just spam chat so it goes too far up so people won't scroll back. That's always a pain. The choice. I think let's have a look at goals then. And we'll see what they are for now. So, who wants to tell me the general goals? And by who I mean Hannah. Do you want to tell me the general goals?
Sure. Use Oridax resources to find out more about the eye. Locate the Rod of Pa. Learn the artifact's name and use. Highlighted in gold, because Rhaenyra thinks it's important. God Call, the GGW. Successfully commune with the High Druid. They're the same goals we've had forever.
And do you want to tell me your personal goal as well?
My personal goal is to uncover new information about tieflings, and possibly their link to the breach.
Yeah.
Now that I kind of know what a tiefling is, I'm concerned.
And Arya?
Wait, aren't you a tiefling? I'm a bit confused.
Yeah.
Yes, I did not know that.
You did not know you're a tiefling?
Correct.
No.
Yep.
Did you not have any sort of...
No, I'm just a scaleless
mirror?
dragonborn. What are you talking about?
I think, was that not discussed last session, actually?
Maybe.
That would explain things. Okay.
I think
it has come up before though, like a long time ago.
I've dropped hints before.
Yeah. Okay, fine. I didn't put two and two together as far as I was concerned. You were always a tiefling, and I was like, "What? You're not a tiefling? You are? Oh."
I mean, thing is, so if Arya knows of tieflings, which I think she does, then you'll have thought of her as a tiefling and probably wouldn't have thought much about asking, right? So it does make sense that it wouldn't be a shock to you in that way. But then if I look at it and says, "Oh, I've learned I'm a tiefling," he goes, "Oh, you didn't know? I could have told you like 3 days ago." I would have said years ago, but like you've only known each other for 3 days. Yeah. Arya, your personal goal.
Well, I really want to talk to nature and learn about the heart of the mountain.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Bastiel, what's your personal goal? Acquire a fire elemental. Thank you, Bastiel. And Serene, personal goal?
I want to find out what the worst case scenario, what the white could use my blood for. Concerned.
Yeah, a concern.
Are you concerned?
That'll be fine. And Crumbar.
That'll be fine.
My personal goal currently is assess Isla and Serene's combat ability.
Yeah. It's also a concern, I guess. Yeah, that'll be fine. So,
I mean,
yeah. Let's So Ari, you've had your long rest, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And obviously clip, screenshot, whatever your method is when you can. Your new spell sheet for me and send me it on Discord as the norm.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Just when you can, obviously. I understand.
almost forgot that that's what
Yeah.
happens to
Uh-huh.
druids. That I get to.
Just repick. It's great.
Yes.
Same with clerics as well. Yep, just repick from the list. It's kind of disgusting.
yeah.
I have a player in my Wednesday game, Colin, and he's half druid, half cleric. So he has not very high level spells, but just has so many spells.
Oh, that's an idea.
And he has just all of the options forever.
What was that? A half cleric, half
Druid. So he gets
Ooh.
that amount of druid spells known and that amount of cleric spells known. So he knows like 12 or 14 spells total, but they're all low levels, like levels 1 and 2. And I think he's now got level 3, I think. In one of them. I think, has he got 5 levels of one class? I think he's got 5 levels of one class. And so many of the other. So yeah, it's an interesting mix, but that is just a lot of spells. Same amount of spell slots, obviously, as a normal caster, but still lots more options, so they're pretty good. It's not a bad build, to be fair. But anyway, so you can let me know once that's obviously sent over. Perfect. And you will, I don't really know, I guess ask around for where everything is, probably, since you'll be wandering Forge for a bit when you wake up. Of interest, where did you go to sleep? Was, like, anywhere in particular you went to look for a snooze, or
I mean,
in the growing chambers, I guess?
I could do that. I should feel quite comfortable there. It's the most natural place in here.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is an option. And if that's what I end up doing, then you know what I will do first thing.
What's up to you?
Otherwise, I don't know. I mean, some libraries have like, cozy couches and, little comfy nooks that people can sit in with the book. And also, if Dondrabella's library had that and was open, then should have probably gone there.
Dondrabella spent a
if
lot of
not,
time
yeah.
baking. Her library's been closed for a bit. She's not like resumed her duties as the master lorekeeper here yet.
Yeah.
So it's only really her that opens and shuts that, or like the king, essentially.
Okay.
The other library was obviously
The
sealed
chambers,
when you left as well.
Yeah, that was.
But if you went and asked somebody for access, I'm sure you probably would get it, depending on who you asked.
Yeah, no, that's. It would be a lot more like Arya to just be like, oh, okay, I can snooze.
There's
forever
always
and
the quick gooseberry if you want to go get a room
nature
again.
and things.
Yep. Okay. Yeah.
She's not fussed. She's like,
Okay.
twigs in her hair. She doesn't care.
Yeah.
Words to live by.
Anyway, you've had your rest, and obviously you wake up hours later not seeing your party. I assume you go looking for them, or do you decide to go do your kind of side questy stuff on your own?
I mean, I'm already in the growing chambers, aren't I?
Yeah.
Might as well.
Okay. So, talk me through it.
Yeah, so as she's, stretching and kind of like coming to, but more like a cat than a person. It's almost like she remembers she can do this, right? And she's like, "Oh, of course, duh, I'm so silly." And she'll decide she sits down again, because I'd like to think she got up and then like stretched and then just sat back down, like almost what it's called in Romania we'd say Indian style, but that would be, it's when you have your
Just
your feet
cross-legged?
kind of like almost tucked underneath you.
Mhm.
And
Meditation pose.
is it
I don't know.
okay?
That could
That's
be.
a lot less
Mhm.
I don't know, slightly horrible sounding. But anyway, she'll sit down and she'll make sure that her hands are still touching the dirt, and she'll be like almost humming under her breath. It sounds like some sort of like I don't know, maybe like a sort of like an elvish sort of song. You're not supposed to really understand what it is. It's like
Yeah, you're meant
more,
to kind of more feel it. Yeah.
yeah. And she will try to think about, you know, heart of the mountain and try to figure out like um to understand it a bit better. Um but she thinks it's going to be some sort of like, I don't know, a powerful sort of being,
Okay.
but she doesn't quite know exactly what it is. So she's trying to understand it a bit better and to, I don't know, maybe get an idea about what it is. Um, like almost as if it's good or bad, but obviously that doesn't quite understand those sort of notions. So just to get to some sort of a, not an intention. God, guys, I don't know why I'm so bad with words today. But yeah, she's trying to understand it a bit better and its motivations and its story, so
Okay.
to say. I don't like. I'm thinking like, when you see somebody and they pick up a rock or a fossil or something and they just turn it on all sides and try to figure out what it is and how old it is and what it could have been and all that. I'd like to think that she kind of like mentally does that, but about this sort of entity that obviously she can't see, she can just kind of feel.
Mhm.
And obviously she heard, somehow she spoke to it, but it's not as if she had spoken to a person, like you don't see them and see their face and see their gestures and that sort of thing.
Mhm.
I don't know if I'm explaining this right.
Oh
I'm
yeah, I
ranting.
get
I
you.
hope you get the idea.
Yeah, I get you. I get you. Okay, so what are we casting?
I thought I would be casting Commune Nature.
Okay, okay. And keep in mind, you can do this as a ritual, so it would take you 11 minutes to cast instead of 1. And the reason you do
And
that
if I,
is you
as
don't
a
spend
ritual.
you don't waste a spell slot.
Oh!
Yep.
Oh, fuck. I forgot I could do this as a ritual.
Yeah. You still need it prepared though, obviously.
Yeah, it was prepared. I could
Oh.
have done it yesterday. Well,
Oh.
not yesterday. I know what I mean. It's fine.
This is cool though.
Okay.
You went, you had a big snooze in the place, you attuned, if you will, by snoozing there, right?
Yes.
That's cool,
Yes.
you know? That's me assuming druids have ritual casting as part of their shtick. Is that in your feature
I'm
section? It
quite
probably
sure
is.
they do.
I
Let
think
me
they do
check.
too.
I mean,
I'd be surprised if they didn't.
when you look at the notion of like druidic rituals,
Aha.
I would be very surprised if you did. Yes, it's like the third thing.
Yeah,
Armor
perfect.
proficiency class druid, druidic
Excellent.
as language and ritual casting.
It's one of the nicer parts of spellcasting in D&D is the ritual part where it actually just lets you do stuff, which is nice. I kind of wish that the entire spellcasting section of D&D was a bit, or just magic full stop was a bit more dynamic that way, but here we are.
Yeah. I fucked up really badly. I was playing my barbarian and I forgot that he gets rituals.
Mm.
And apparently that DM, because we kept seeing a lot of animals in the forest, that DM had names and voices and various
Ah.
little personalities for all the different animals, thinking that Einar might do
Aha.
that. And I totally forgot my character could do that.
Just to make sure post-it notes cover screens and post-it notes so that you go, okay, how do I operate my character? Wee reminders.
In my defense, I've not played him in 6 months almost. I've not played him in December. I was playing him when Ian and I started talking. So yeah, I've not played that character since December. So
Oof.
yeah.
Okay, so hit us up with Commune with Nature then. Pop it into chat. I assume you're going to do it as a ritual to save you the spell slot, regardless.
Right now my headphones went crazy. Yeah, so you could do it as a ritual and not
You may as well,
waste the
because
spell slot, and I'll definitely do it that
Yeah.
way. Yeah.
yeah, I would. Makes more sense that way. It's okay. You able to put it in chat, or do you need me to do it for you?
Oh, sorry, didn't realize that's what you wanted. 1 second.
Yep. Remember when we do spells, we put them in chat. Yep.
Yes.
It's okay.
Sorry, brain.
Obviously, your weekend's deleted all of your, experience in keepers. Don't worry, we'll get you back up to speed.
Oh no, my work week has deleted every
Fair.
functional aspect of my brain.
It has been one of those weeks, I feel, just in general. But yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's find out how this works. So you briefly commune with one. You briefly become one with nature and gain knowledge of the surrounding territory. If it's outdoors, you get knowledge of the land within 3 miles of you. If it's caves or natural underground settings, it's 300 feet. The spell doesn't function where nature has been replaced by construction, such as in dungeons and towns. You instantly gain knowledge of up to 3 facts of your choice about any of the following subjects as they relate to the area. So terrain and bodies of water, prevalent plants, minerals, animals, or peoples.
I was thinking powerful, celestial thingies, powerful beings.
So powerful celestial fae, fiends, elementals, or undead, or influence from other planes of existence, or buildings. So you get up to 3 facts.
Yeah, so I was thinking the, celestials fae, that, the, whatchamacallit, I do think maybe like not really terrain, but like if it the way it flows, because people, they were showing us like the river of lava and such. I was trying to figure out if I could get a feel for it that way. So in that way,
yeah, like to feel like where the lava flows from,
terrain.
or to, or even like that.
Yeah, that sort of thing. And to be honest, that's kind of the 2 things that I was thinking of.
Consult the group then if you have no other, because you get 3. So feel free to have MD else chip in if need be. MD else got any ideas?
I mean, it might be interesting and funny to determine the location of powerful undead, but then it would just ping towards.
Do you have to pick that? Like, do you have to pick of the powerful people?
Well, I think it says here,
it says generally.
Gain knowledge of up to 3 facts. So the more you can narrow it down for me to give you an answer, the better the answer is likely to be. So yeah.
Okay.
So what were you thinking, Hannah? Play that out more so my brain can understand it more.
Yes,
well,
please.
I was just thinking of, because we are kind of thinking elemental.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
I think it is an elemental.
Yeah, so maybe look for that specifically.
Okay, that was covered by the first thing shown to do, right? So then that's part 1. Part 2 was working out like the terrain, if you will, of the lava. Like kind of getting an idea of where it goes to or from. And then we've got like a free one to pick. So is there anything else you can think?
We don't quite need
Sorry.
safe drinking water or towns. So.
Could you work out what would happen if it was removed from its source? If the source was removed?
No, because that's like a question about what would happen if. That's like divining things going forward that way, as opposed. That's not a term I mean, but it's almost like predicting, as opposed to this is things that exist already. These are facts. These are things that are true.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not like saying, what happens if we steal the golden jug from the lava monster? It's, you have to say, no, okay, so there is a gold jug next to lots of lava. Yeah. Right, those are facts.
Do you want to know more about its history? Because wasn't it that it, from the books that we read, that the Heart of the Mountain was already there before the dwarves came? Whether you want to find anything more, I don't know how it would help, but
Who
I also
put it? No,
I don't
Literature
know if it gives you
chapter.
much about its history, right? Does it? I don't know how much it would give you that way. Like, right? Because obviously, if it gives you an age, I could just say, yeah, it's X amount of years, and it doesn't really give you anything to work on, right? Like, because remember we discussed like how old was, like, when did the dwarfs arrive? And goes, yeah, some time ago, the dwarfs arrived here. Like, yeah.
But before that,
it can just think of like, I've been, around
Yeah.
since I was around. But
Yeah.
that's
Yeah. It's kind of like they asked a 10-year-old how long he's been 10 for, and he goes, the same that you've been 10 for. And that was his response. Something as useful as that. Like the normal amount of time you're 10 for. But yeah, so like I think things you could try and get. So I think learning about like lava flows and maybe if you can find ways to it, that makes sense, right, with the terrain question. Because obviously if you want to get closer to wherever the heart of the mountain may be, at least that question will kind of give you a rough idea. Yep, exactly. The powerful, it says here, like obviously you could determine the location of a powerful undead, for example, a powerful elemental in the area, right? That makes sense. That would technically be the second one. Not so much location, but just like, you would confirm its existence, I think is the main thing. Because you're kind of looking to combine that, the first two questions, to get the location and how you can find a route to it with, is it there in the first place? So that's like the first two have covered quite a lot. So the third one's quite open, really. The only problem is you will be limited because you're underground. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
What are its hopes and dreams?
That was the thing I was thinking. Because
don't know if you get
I
that
am
with a thing,
underground
I'm afraid,
indeed.
hopes and dreams.
Do you want to know more about what would happen if, not what would happen if it was removed, but what it wants to do if it was? So it would
Yeah,
already know.
I know, but that would be asking it.
It's a different spell.
Yeah.
So that's
The thing
commune
is, though,
more than commune
what
with
I'm
nature.
thinking.
Yeah, Adri, sorry, carry on.
What I'm thinking is, it's about like existence of buildings, right? As well.
Yeah.
So what I'm thinking is if I could also like use my nature senses to try to find out what has been like which bits have been bothered by people and which bits haven't, because obviously that was in there before people came here. I don't know if I'm explaining this right, but
how
it's
deep
just
Forge
sort of
runs before it just becomes the mountain again.
kind of. Yeah. I'm thinking like if you cut inside a mountain, right? Like there's gonna be bits that are like, closer to the center of the mountain and bits that are closer to like not being cut, not being like you wouldn't literally drill holes throughout the entire mountain. There will still be a lot of bits.
See, you missed the map from last time. The map of Forge. Yeah.
Okay.
Jeff got to recreate it now.
Oh God, no! I'll pick up the stream, guys. Don't have to go through stuff. Right? But what I'm saying is like, I just thought that perhaps by figuring out which bits have not been bothered by man, I'd be able to find the older bits, like where this.
Yeah. I think, like, see, we combine that with terrain, like, if we're combining, like, buildings and terrain.
What I mean.
Yeah, like, so, we're looking for lava flows, how, like, where they come from, where they go, something about Cotton Eye Joe. We're looking for, is there a big fire elemental or not? Or just, what's, that about? And roughly, I guess, a direction to that. And then you're looking for, artificial structures versus natural formations and the extent to which they go. I guess. All of that. That's kind of what you're looking for, right? Or am I wrong? Makes sense? That makes sense to me. Yeah, cool.
It does.
Okay, yeah. I think, roll a D100 for me. Always exciting.
Always terrifying when you have to
Perfect.
roll
Yeah,
D100.
Rich.
Right, so you reach out with your nature sense, with commune with nature. Like you can feel that kind of the ripple of warmth wash over you as well as you do this. I am very familiar to when you overcast plant growth, right? Similar kind of vibe there. And yeah, like you can definitely tell there is clearly a very powerful elemental nearby, and it is definitely a fiery elemental. No doubt about it. And yeah, like the strange thing about that understanding of, oh, there is a fire elemental, I get that now, that kind of knowledge sinking in. You also understand that it wants you to know that. You're like it's broadcasting, for lack of a better term.
Okay.
Like it's found that you have started flashing a flashlight at it, and it's flashing a flashlight back. Like it gets it. Like because the last conversation you had with the Heart of the Mountain was like, hey, take me with you, get me free, and then you were like, oh, maybe, okay, I'll be back. And now you've come back and you've reached out in some fashion. So it's reaching out too. And,
interesting.
Right. Yeah, I mean, for lack of a better term, you could probably have like a snapshot view of like lava flows for a bit. Get a nice, fancy, expensive CG shot of the mountain, and then a thermal image of it briefly. So yeah, and you can kind of like see how it kind of like weaves its way through forge. You probably also see the lava flows, and then it would hit things like the viaducts and stuff that like all the ducts that run the lava through forge itself. So it obviously goes from being like natural forming streams all the way into very
What the dwarfs have
yeah,
shaped it into.
exactly, like all the geometric shapes that they would have forced the lava through. So you probably get bits of that on the periphery of your range, right? Because 300 feet's not a great deal underground, sadly, but you definitely get like a burst of that as well. Where you can see the more natural side and the more shaped side. And as for like buildings and terrain and stuff, like you've been around Forge a bit now, right? Because you've spent a fair bit of time in Forge just moving from section to section. Besides like the living areas, the royal quarter, the market areas and such, there isn't a massive amount of the mountain that's occupied by like city, as it were. The city's quite centralized there. You're in one of the lower parts near the the actual fire itself, because like you're probably sitting above quite a big pool of lava, which is why the growing chambers were chosen to be there, right? Yeah, and there's very little in the way of like structure beyond the city itself, so a lot of the mountain is still mountain, quite frankly. But again,
And
you
the
can
heart
tell
of the mountain just underneath me, essentially.
no, the heart of the mountain, you don't know where the source of that is. It is not within 300 feet of you.
Oh.
But there
yeah.
is a massive pool of
Much
lava
deeper.
underneath you, but you can tell that lava flows from elsewhere.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And is this like the lowest floor, or just one of the lowest floors?
You are at the lowest you have been, is what I will say.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie, there's a part of me that's tempted. Because technically, right, I'm just gonna have to double check with
Go
ritual
deeper.
casting. Because there's a part of me that's thinking, well, if I could, let's press on it. Yeah, as a ritual, if it's got the ritual tag and you have the spell prepared. Okay. There's a part of me that's tempted to like go to a different place and then cast it again.
I mean, there's
And then
nothing to
see if
stop
it's
you other than just
different.
time, right? Yeah, nothing about other than time.
Yeah. Yeah. So, because the thing is, right? Like you have those people with the metal detectors on the beach, and they just keep like going around, and then like maybe at some point something beeps, but essentially they just walk this like specific area, like, and they just walk up and down it, and they just try to find something in it. But for me, that's more 3D. So I try to find places that are maybe deeper, or if I feel that it's less strong, I'll try to like go to one of the higher floors or like deeper into the mountain or something. Like I'd probably try to like do
yeah.
the naturey elemental detector version of that, I guess. Arya would happily spend some time doing that.
No, yeah, I like that.
Try
Yeah.
to,
Trying to find the
I don't know.
source.
No, I don't think she would find the source. It might be too deep. But it's just the notion of like understanding.
It's basically mapping it, right? Like, it's kind of like trying to get as much information as you can. Yeah.
I was actually thinking, obviously, because you call it the heart of the mountain. I was actually thinking of the circulatory system. Like, you can get an idea of where the blood vessels are in the arm, but if you don't know biology and then you open the book in a different page, you might see what the
it's like what Dundrabella said.
circulatory system is in the leg.
Remember when you went back to the secret library and you were like, so I've learned about the heart of the mountain, we need to learn more about that. And she goes, well, if there's a heart of the mountain, these are its veins, and points at the lava that was flowing into the room.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I would be looking in my head, trying to like map and maybe see if there's a place where it's more powerful. Where
well, let's play the prices right. Are you going to go higher or lower first?
I'm gonna try to go lower first.
Okay, cool. I like that. Right, can you roll Medi 100? Okay.
24.
Right. While Arya is off attuning to the mountain, essentially, let's cut over to the unnamed bar at the moment. So, everybody else. For some reason, Bastiel's being very contemplative, probably thinking a lot about what he just did with his oven mitt, to be fair.
Oven mitt.
Yeah. So, yeah, let's get... Wow, the first suggestion on this... I'll just share the whole thing, because that's good. That's fantastic. I'll dump this in Discord. Honestly. Why is that... So, the typical fire tavern is just... I feel like it's maybe a bit on the nose, but then am I
like
above
the
that?
puzzling frog.
Yeah, I like the puzzling frog too.
It's just so
Sweet and sour chick.
The mysterious emu.
It's just, yeah. The nervous lemon pub, though.
Nervous lemon.
I like that the soft pan flute pub is telling you what their music is.
It's just the panoramic harp in. It is.
No, Brian, call it the boring griffin.
True. The boring griffin. Yep. Gorthok. Yep.
That's insane.
Does the panoramic harp in just mean there's a harp in the middle? I guess.
Panoramic harp. Yeah, it's a...
Okay. What do you want to call this place? Good name.
I feel a frog would be puzzling in Forge.
Yeah.
How did the frog get into Forge?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it's like a magic frog on a bar. Maybe the frog runs the bar.
Yeah.
What I want to know is what could make a lemon nervous?
The Molten Mole pub in that second list is glorious as well.
Oh, the quiet
scream.
That sounds super ominous, though, doesn't it? The quiet scream.
It's a bit like that.
The violent
the
grape,
Japanese
the episode.
Scream inside your heart.
The violent grape.
That really fits with the quick gooseberry, doesn't it? The violent grape.
Yeah, I think it should be.
They're rival grape. Bars.
Yeah. Although the sweet and sour balloon with this, what's going on there? Like,
is that really
the soft fire bar is obviously just like a mood lighting bar. the peaceful frog
Fine
bar.
battle axe just sounds more
Mm.
like a
An actual like dwarven
a
tavern.
blacksmith. Yeah.
Yeah. Right, so what are you thinking then? What do you want to call this place? I'm not super fussed personally, but these
I
are
thought
some
we
good
were
names.
just going to the quick gooseberry anyway, but
Oh no, we can't go back
because
there.
Dungerbella
oh,
owes
because
the money.
Bella's
There was
there.
money.
Yeah.
I like the violent grape. I think it should be that.
What about everybody else? What's your thinkings? I think we had a vote for the frog as well, didn't we? The
Yeah.
the
I
puzzling
like the
frog.
puzzling frog.
A
Right.
puzzling frog.
What are you thinking,
Okay.
Callie? You like it as well? Yep. Well, it's the puzzling frog bar it is. Right.
Yeah,
so
I'm
there
good
we
with
go.
that.
Yay!
Well, at least we've got some fuel for the rest of the taverns here as well. Dear gods. The puzzling frog tavern in Forge. Perfect. There we go. So yeah, use head there. Yeah, I think when you go in, there is almost like a coat of arms, if you will, above the door. For lack of a better term, iconography, if you will, and is like the kind of like shape of a dwarf, with their arms out to the sides as if asking like what, and just a small frog in front of them, just looking up at them, and that's their kind of coat of arms. And as you walk in, there is, your generic scene of a tavern. Lots of carved stone, more so than wood. Not a lot of wood underground. And yeah, you see there's a very, very large. By that I mean maybe the same height as Bastiel. And possibly, maybe even the same as Serene. Yeah, like maybe about that tall. Just massive bronze frog statue.
Ribbit,
Yes.
motherfucker.
And it seems to be like pride of place in the tavern, and it seems to be like almost you'd be surprised if this wasn't a church to a giant bronze frog, the way it's laid out. People seem to be like, anytime they go to start a new drink, they cheer the frog first, and then they see to themselves with the drink. But everybody seems to like tip their glass towards the frog before they start a new drink. That seems to be what you notice as you walk in and head to the bar. Dondrabella's already made it her mission to get to the bar first, and she's ordered, and a bunch of tankards arrive, and they pile up, and she goes, "Yous having anything?"
And I'll be like, I want something that'll put a fire in my belly, please. Something strong.
She laughs and puts like her arm through all the the tankards that she's ordered for herself, and she goes, "Well, order and pay the man." And she like heaves them, lifts her arm up with all of them to the frog, and then walks to a table.
Kind of look at Serene and be like, I don't remember. Are we? Is ale after wine okay? Or
I don't know.
should we? No, I don't
Hasn't
know.
been
Ian.
that long since
No,
we've
it really
had a lot of
hasn't.
wine.
I don't know if they'll have. Oh, I miss that purple wine.
Oh, it's so good.
So good.
I'll just slam my hand and be like on the bar and be like, give me the equivalent of like fire water kind of idea. It's like something strong and burny.
And the bartender looks at you and goes, "Well, I guess well done on being innocent." Just nods at you.
I was going, thank you. Not quite over yet, but I'll
He raises his eyebrow and he goes, "I'm hoping that business of unpleasantry is all over."
Oh, that is, yes.
He slams a drink very heartily on the counter and says, "It's a bit fiery, but this one's on the house."
And I'll pick it up and just kind of like look at it, look at the frog, and just go like tap to it, but that kind of like I think this is what I'm meant to do. Kind of do that, and then
Yeah, and I think it's that awkward like you know, scene where the camera focuses on you thinking about it, and then it clicks to the bartender, just like slowly narrowing his eyes to see what you're gonna do, and then it clicks back to you tipping the glass. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, and just knock it back. And
Yeah.
just be like, ah, yes.
As we're doing that as well, like, I think he looks at Isla and Serene and goes, "Anything I can get, Juice?"
Perhaps you'll know. We had some wine earlier. Is it okay to drink ale after wine, or is it the other way around? I don't want to. I got a really bad headache from the ale last time. I don't want that again.
He kind of like sits and thinks to himself and goes, I could find out. Like a kind of severe tone.
That's okay. I'll just
No, it's a good question. I wouldn't want to lose custom. I was serving in the wrong order.
Yeah, it could be really helpful for the future, you know.
Are you wanting to order both then?
Oh, are we experimenting?
He just gives you a cheeky look as soon as you say that, and he goes, I was thinking it'd be quite a good use of our time.
Okay. Well, we had one earlier, so we'll have. Do you want some ale, Isla? Shall we try?
Yeah.
See how it goes.
For science.
For science. Yeah, you like science, right? It's fine.
Yeah. Isla kind of remembers the science that happened earlier and is concerned
Yep.
that this time she'll lose all her eyebrows.
That'll be yeah. It'll be something. That's for sure. So yeah, it's gonna be 4 coppers per mug of ale. That's it. So yep, 4 coppers.
I'll pay.
Copper.
I've got it.
Oh, okay.
Perfect. And then it'll be 2 silvers for a pitcher of wine. As the man has set that there as well. And he pours himself a glass of the wine and swirls it around his mouth, and then swallows it, and then takes, a sip of ale, and then swirls it around his mouth, clears his throat, and he goes, "Seems fine to me."
What happens if you have a lot?
He grins.
We had a lot.
I'm very flattered, but I'm on shift. You see, wouldn't it be good for me to be getting as drunk as the patrons?
Well, when you've closed up, when you've finished, give it a try.
Because we should test it on multiple people to see if the results are consistent.
I mean, I am a lot taller than both of you. It might have a different effect.
Ooh. Oh, that's true. We should start drinking. I'm going to say.
Yep. So,
I'm going to look at both the pitcher and the ale. Raise both of them to the frock.
Yep.
And then I'm going to sip from the ale first and then the wine.
I'd like to say it went without saying his glasses were tipped to the frog before he drank as well. I know I didn't say, but I feel like you can assume MD here will do that. Oh dear. Yeah, wonderful. I love it.
God forbid they don't.
Yeah, right. So, yeah. What do you 3 do now that you are with Donderbell at the new pub?
It's just is Rasira here?
I think he's just standing at the door looking around.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's just very aware of where he is.
Yeah.
At all times.
I think he's awkwardly being pushed aside by people coming in and out as well, because he's just just looking around.
Do we beckon him over?
Yeah.
Otherwise he's left all alone. Just kind of give a wave to him. Come on.
He does that thing where he notices, yes, and then shuffles his way through the crowd towards the bar, and he just taps both of his hands nervously on the bar and goes, "It seems you've started drinking already. Barkeep, a water? Yes."
Doesn't seem like magical ale.
probably for the best. See, I have a bit of a headache. Yes.
Ella will just drink like half of the mug of ale after raising it to the frog again.
I'll just be like,
Not make eye contact.
like,
Do you
headache? What's
know?
the headache for?
Yeah. Do you know what's caused it?
No, unfortunately, no. It's just maybe it's stress. Maybe. Who knows?
Or reading too many books.
He gives you a look, and it's somewhere between like anger and terror. And it,
Eye strain.
Maybe you
You're
just need
concentrating so hard.
glasses.
and,
Is a headache classed as a condition?
probably. Yeah, it probably is.
Probably.
Yeah,
Yeah, cool.
in the
I'm just
biggest
gonna-
sense.
I'm just gonna be like, don't worry about that. Slap my hand on his back and
You spill like half his
give him-
water that he's holding that makes it look like he's saluting the frog.
Yeah, I'll cast that on him to get rid of his headache.
Okay. And I think as the light encompasses him, so feel him kind of like coughs a bit, and then looks and goes, yes, paladin of the Golden Order.
That,
Just
I'll
nods
just be like,
at you.
I just be like, yes, magic hands. I just kind of like twirl my fingers and just grin.
Mhm. Also, because your magic's back, right?
Yeah,
That's nice.
Oh.
Because remember when you were in the cell, it didn't work.
I didn't have it.
And then like Rasira gets his mug of water and he just starts like downing it like it's a pint. Yeah. And he, yeah. And he
So
kind of like
I'll
coughs
do that.
halfway through it and sits it down and he goes, I hope everything here was productive. Yes.
Jessica
was-
vaguely at Crumbar.
It was
Not
like,
in prison.
Got back, so
It's
yes.
like, yeah, I'm back. Where have you been?
And he blinks at you and then says, where were you?
I got hauled up to the big house. I was in the dwarven jail.
It's just rather large.
Well, could have been that bigger.
So a somewhat big
I-
house.
Yes.
So thank you, Grumpy, for the host. Thank you very much, buddy. So yeah, Rasira just kind of stares blankly a bit at you.
But I'm out now. That's all that matters.
Yes,
where were-
quite right. Yes. You
Where have you-
and yes. Sorry, you were saying.
Yes, where have you been?
Where have I've been here.
In Horizon. So you've not left Forge?
Oh, I've just got back. Didn't and he points
Oh.
back towards like the door.
Yeah. I'll be like, well, where were you?
I was busy attending to my duties. Yes, that must be it.
And you said you'd come back once Crumbar was out, so we can go to Oradek.
Of course.
Drink more of my stuff.
And he goes,
Just drink.
yeah. Yes. Why else would I be here now? And you're free now, Crumbar. Here I am. As I said,
Can I do an
Not.
investigate on him? Because he sounds like
You can do an
that
insight if you
kinda-
want.
He,
Sounds
yeah, insight,
so
sorry, 'cause
confused.
it just sounds
he
so.
doesn't know. where
He
he's
sounds
been.
rather Oh my god! I just realised where the headache and stuff came from.
Had you not picked?
He just seems a bit odd.
I'm
to
going to
you.
try and kick you under the table.
Yeah. Remember, I don't know that you're.
I know.
Yeah.
You know
No,
nothing. But I'm trying to give you, like,
I'm-
leave it alone eyes.
Yeah, I'll just be like, oh, he's just being a weird old wizard. I'm too
Well,
busy
like,
being. I'm
half a
probably the
day.
fact that I'm like too happy to notice that that's wrong, but also the fact that you mentioned Oradak. I'm like, oh, we're gonna go see him, are we?
That was the plan from the
That's why
beginning.
we came to.
Yeah, no,
And
I'm
then we'll
meaning
drink all of
I'm
the
meaning
wine.
like now. Sorry, yeah, I just realized. Like, no, it's like I was meaning like Yeah, it's like, oh, we're going to go see him. Like, oh, like right now kind of thing.
Oh, well,
Well,
we
once we've
have to
got
wait for...
higher.
Yes.
And they'll be like, oh yeah, where is Miss Bluebird?
Oh, when Vishal, who wasn't Vishal? That's weird. She said she had things to do, and she left.
Hmm.
But
She always does interesting things when she's left alone. Thinks back to when you were going round the Golden Order picking up all the bugs.
I'm gonna look at Crumbo when he says
no, wait,
that, as if
that
he doesn't
wasn't-
do weird things by himself.
Yeah,
That
right.
wasn't a Golden Order. That was the Eric Estate, wasn't the
Nope, it was
Greenwood?
it was in the Order Hall in High Rock.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yep.
So Bob's right.
Same place Bastiel
and-
banished his source.
I'll just but yeah, okay. And I'll just be like, well, okay, you've got me there. But I assume we're taking the eye and not going through the undermarch then.
Well, Ida looks very confused. She's gonna say, "Yes, I thought the point was to show the eye to Orin." Oh, it's been a long day. I'm gonna drink more.
I'll just be like, and on that, I'll just be like, it has been a long day, and I'll just like, raise
Do
my
we
hand
think
and be
this Oradak will know much about the Order of Pa?
I'm gonna stare at Crumbo because
I'm
he
gonna-
knows these things.
I'm gonna just be like, hadn't thought about that. Honestly, for the Rod of Pa, I've just been so focused on Vishal. But yes, I guess we can look into that as well.
Wasn't that what we were going to ask him about?
No, that was the Eye of Janus.
Oh yeah. Oh, so
The
many
rod.
things we've got. Or we don't have. That
Yes,
we need.
it's quite difficult to keep track of it all,
There's
I
so
find.
many.
Mm.
There's swig of beer.
Yeah. Isla's gonna go buy more beer.
Okay. Well, you know how much it costs, so on you go.
Yep. Does anyone else need more? No, good. I'm going.
I think I'd like
Bring
to
me
try
Hannah.
one, if that's okay, my dear.
Oh, sure.
My lips are a little dry.
I'm going to stare at him and
You
then
horrible,
go.
horrible.
I just
I
giggle
know.
under my breath.
I know.
Just like
Yep.
I'm gonna go and buy all of the beer.
Yeah.
Wait,
As much
wait.
beer
no,
as I can carry.
I'm going to come up with you, right? Because I want us to get beer as well. Can
Like, you can-
I try to persuade the bartender to give us free drinks on more of a case of I've just, been seen as, free and not guilty?
I mean, it's unlikely, but what are you going to say to them?
Oh, can I not just roll for it?
No.
Right, okay, I'm going to go up.
You need
to
to so, this is the same as when people say, can I roll stealth to hide? What are you hiding behind? What is your leverage on
okay.
this guy to get...
Okay.
I
So,
would.
Yeah, Ayla?
I'm going to go up.
Hold on.
and be like,
Scott.
I would say before Crumbo does that, Isla's gonna have like slapped 2 gold on the bar and just be like, as much beer as this gets us, please, thank you, keep it coming. It's been a really bad day. He got out of prison though, so yay.
I think...
like surely that's reason enough to celebrate, and
Isla
can
looks
even
like she's
tell-
about to cry, so
I can even tell you the story if you want for something to wet our throats. Wink, wink.
I stare at Crumbo and then I stare at the gold.
I think the barkeep looks at the Crombar, you, the gold, back to you, nods to you, Isla, takes the gold, ducks down behind the bar, heaves up a barrel, and just pushes it towards you, or a cask, I guess, and then
I'm gonna look at.
and goes, "I go, tell the story to that," and then he puts the gold in his,
It's fine. Crumbar just lifts it up and just
that's-
walks away with it.
That's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
Because I looked at that and went, that's half the size of me. I can't carry that.
So yeah,
And I'll just as I walk by, I'll just kind of tip the entire barrel towards the frog.
yeah. Yeah, salute the barrel. Yep, good.
Mm.
And then
Oh my gosh.
yeah, it's got like a little cap and stuff on it as well, so you can.
Amazing.
It's you know, like
box wine, but better.
yeah, because
Remind me
it's
to
like
tell
almost
you-
hemispherical, right? So it does have like a flat bottom to it, so it can just sit.
Remind me to tell you the iSeries story, guys, about a keg.
Okay.
I'll
So
tell you at break.
so receiver goes, ah, yes. Just looks at his water and then just I guess like downs the last dregs of the water in his mug, and just slides it under the tap. And goes, how does it work?
They're like,
I look at Crumbo.
I'll be like, well, you get the glass, you fill it up. I guess.
You raise it to the frog.
Oh, yep, frog. And then you knock it back, and then I just start tanning it.
I think Receiver looks a bit sad that you're drinking from his cup.
Oh.
And goes, I think that one was mine. Oh. And he kind of looks around, like looks at one of Don Drabella's many empties, and she just like knocks it over to him, and he goes, ah, yes.
Aw.
So he cleans it with prestidigitation, and then slides it under, and then pours himself one. Gets quite excited about the process. And yes, this is quite a day for new experiences. And then slides it back, and then just kind of sits with it. Doesn't even try it. He just sits with it. And then Don Drabella looks at him, clears her throat, and then he goes, "Oh yes!" And he lifts it to the frog, and then sits back, just looking pleased that he has one. You're just making sure you're good, buddy. Yeah.
Nice.
Just flexing. Every day using my divine health.
No, just saying from what Aria was saying.
Yeah, I was like, that's literally the one character that cannot have cookies.
Oh,
Oh.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. Oh dear.
I have been vaccinated.
Yep. I mean, in a way, paladins kind of are the vaccine, given your ability to just like cure diseases with healing hands, or
Right,
not healing
yeah.
hands. Sorry, Lay on hands. Sorry.
Lay on hands.
Yeah.
Mm.
I had Azamar brain for a second there. So yeah. What's the plan, right? Because you are basically just you are still missing an Arya.
Right. So we could get no, because Aria's got the eye on her, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you see why I got rid of Arya before? Can you see why I got rid of Arya before?
If she's within 120 feet, I can message her.
Tell you what, you roll a D 100 and you get 100, she will be at that point.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
I'm doing it.
It's possible.
I will just message her like every 2 minutes.
Oh god.
Because I'm drunk. Oh.
Okay. Well, it was still worth a shot, right?
Yeah.
It's still worth a shot.
How can we get in touch with Aria?
Well, I'm gonna if you have got nothing important to do there, unless I'm gonna say going once, going twice, and going 3 times, guys, for the scene in the pub. Anything else to discuss?
No.
I'm gonna
Just
switch back
drinking and looking guilty.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll switch back to Arya. Can you tell me? Right. So in fact, I'll answer the roll from last time. That's what I'll do. As you head lower, you find that there's a lot of places that you start walking that ends up in dead ends, right? Like things that have been like marked out for like territory, like so like there's like say certain nobles say, oh, we're gonna build an expansion to our estate here for the rest of our family that keep growing, blah blah blah. Because dwarf lives a long time, right? So obviously their families do build like grow, and so do their estates if they're allowed the location, if you will, the whole planning permission nonsense of dwarven mountain law. But you end up quite low down. You roll, and you do feel it's stronger the lower you've went, right? So you've definitely got a stronger connection where you are, but you're basically at the end of like a plot of not so much land, if you will, a plot of stone to be excavated. And yeah, it's definitely a stronger connection there. Your 5G bars are stronger. Do you then want to go higher, or try and find a way to go lower from there?
Well, I'm gonna try to find a way lower if it's
Now keep in
stronger
mind,
here.
you haven't checked higher though. You've only checked lower at this point.
Well, yeah.
So you can tell me, and I'll roll. What's the plan? Lower again?
Yeah.
Roll me a D100.
Oh, sorry, that's Twitch. That's not
It's
right. Roll there.
okay. That's happened before, don't worry. Okay, yep. So, you start, like, trying to navigate around this part of Forge, right? Which is, again, very much where a lot of the estates are. It seems to be that it's more expensive to live lower, right? Which would make sense. And there's not a lot of lore that you can get, right? For some reason, your nature senses are giving you some kind of altimeter now, your depth meter, and yeah, you're struggling to find another way down. You're probably going to realize that it's either like some kind of like hidden passage you've not been shown, if there's a way down further, or you're just going to have to dig. Quite frankly, yeah,
Maybe not now. That would take time.
yeah. That's like where your search is getting you, but you definitely have like a strong feeling that the heart of the mountain is beneath everything you've seen so far. Yeah, but there's definitely you've searched definitely for like a good few hours, I would say, and there's definitely nothing you can see in terms of like you found the lowest point, which just seemed to be an expansion site for a noble estate. That was like the lowest point you got to, and beyond that, yeah, you're not able to find any lower point yet, at least. Not without potentially just digging.
Guess I'm just gonna have to go higher now.
Yeah. So yeah, I think if you're going to start heading back up the way, you're going to have to go quite a bit to get past the construction town part, right? So the spell works again. And yeah, do you want to give me another roll?
Gosh. So oh, on. Sorry, wrong. There we go. Oh God.
It's okay. Yep. So you get up to the top. You find your way like as high up as you possibly can. You see that there's a lot of almost like secondary living quarters above the town and city itself. Like the market square you've got near the top, and above that seems to be like a lot more economic living, shall we say? A lot more packed in, a lot tighter, a lot like lower ceilings, and yeah,
For normal people.
Yeah, exactly. And then you go up and up and up, and you start to like get into like clearly there's carved out pathways, just carved out the stone itself. Nothing's shaped yet, and or carved yet. It's just been hollowed out, essentially excavated. And yeah, you cast again, and yeah, there's very little lava this high up. Almost none this high up. So,
interesting.
Can you give me an intelligence save, please?
Oof.
Yeah.
This is gonna make me very tired, isn't it?
Oh, I also then after that I want a nature roll after that as well.
Yeah, 1 sec. So, what did you say? Intelligence?
Intelligence save, nature roll. Yep.
Oh, this is actually good. Okay.
You seem shocked, yeah.
Yes. I just didn't expect to have a 6 in it.
No, that's not bad, not bad. Nice. Yeah, so like with what you've mapped out, right? If the lava's beneath, how are they getting it above? Right?
Yeah.
That's definitely what that's not natural, which means they must have something that gets the lava from below up. Which tells you there must be a way to it. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what your intelligence save in nature check get you.
Nice.
Yeah. And then I feel at some point you work your way back to the party unless you have anywhere pressing to be before then.
No, I'll find the guys.
Okay. I don't know how long that takes, but I guess at some point somebody points you in the right direction. Maybe some random person congratulates you on being friends with the newly innocent Crumbar. And
Oh, yes, we're
Mhm.
very good friends. Thank you.
and then wander off.
I feel like I should first maybe stop and talk to somebody, but I don't even know who I'd ask about this.
Mm. Mm. So,
Rebel is not at her library.
no, she's with the party in the pub.
Yeah, but I don't know that.
No, but you know where Crumbar is if you just ask around after that
That's
person, right?
True. That's true. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Mhm.
I'll try to head where they are.
Because keep in mind,
That's probably
when
the best
Forseti, the god of judgment, makes a judgment on some, because he doesn't reside over all of dwarven law, just the things the dwarfs feel is important enough to consult somebody higher. And
Yes.
the murder of several thousand dwarfs was important, you know. And especially given what Crumbar had said he was kind of on a quest to solve, which was the fate of the world, you know. So God of Judgment was called in. When that judgment's made, all dwarfs know it at the time the judgment's passed. Which is why every single dwarf here knows Crumbar's now innocent of that crime. Which is handy. Yeah.
Great.
Very.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
They no longer hate you. Their god said so.
For now. For now.
Yeah, there's still a lot of time
Well.
left Crumbar can do damage with. Yeah.
I mean,
Make sure you keep
I'm
saluting the
trying
frog.
to be positive here. Stop bursting my bubble.
But yeah, I think you can definitely, people hop your way towards the
Oh, yeah.
puzzled frog. Yeah, the puzzling frog bar. Yeah. So yeah, I think you head in and you see the table where the amount of mugs that have passed from in front of Don Drabella, who's probably KO'd on the table, and then the amount of empty and clean mugs in front of what do you call him, Rosira, who's clearly just drank, filled another one up, drank it, cleaned it, filled another one up. He's just been drinking and cleaning as he's been going.
Well, been having fun already.
Oh yeah! Hey! You're
Hello
here!
Yay!
Rosira turns around and salutes you, and then quickly turns and salutes the frog with his mug.
I look at them and look at the frog and look at them and
Yeah, this 8-foot bronze
just
frog.
look
Yeah.
around.
Look, Crumbar's free.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do.
I'll-
Like I was going to go and give him a hug and
Yeah.
be like,
I'll stand up and just be like,
I knew
I'm going
everything.
to
was
give you a
okay.
bear hug.
As you hug, like Ray
Yeah,
just hops from your
Arya
shoulder up to
suddenly-
his head, just so it's not in the way.
Yeah, Arya is going to regret it because obviously she intended it as a very short and nice and polite hug, not a bear hug, but
Oh, no,
she
I was just mean like just hug you along with it, and just be like, I'll just say to you, I was like, I've been through tougher things than that.
Well, yes, but usually you can fight your way out of those, so that makes things a bit
Yeah,
easier for you.
I had help, and I was just kind of like, nod towards Serene.
Yes, that's definitely me where it's helpful. That's definitely come in handy.
Hmm.
What are friends
Um,
for, eh?
Ale
Exact.
is what Rosira says with a hick at the end of his statement.
I'm like, haha, see, told you I like this one.
And he
I
gets an
look
empty glass,
towards
like an empty
Isla.
mug, and he fills it up full of whatever's left in the cask, and then hands it to you, Arya.
Isla looks very wild-eyed if you look at her.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, what I was going to look at her and then
And also
like with my eyes
very
nod
drunk.
at him and kind of be like, could have been so easy.
I'm just gonna like shrug shoulders and keep drinking.
And, like, as you're holding like the mug, he goes, "You salute the frog."
You salute.
And he like
The
raises
frog.
his mug up to it, and then takes a big swig
That-
from his mug.
Very important. Oh,
Can Arya do
Mhm.
something kind of like an intelligence sort of check to figure out if she knows anything about this specific frog? You know, like if to her it's like some sort of sacred thing, because
I don't know if
she
you
doesn't
would
understand
know
drinking
any of
culture, so
this.
she's just
Yeah, I think you could do a history check, right? And I can give you an answer based on
yeah, that one,
that. Yeah,
that one. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like
yeah.
I wanted it not to just be like
hmm
her just realizing it's a drinking thing and just doing it. Thought it'd be funnier if she actually thinks
Yeah.
there's something about it, and
we've
maybe
joined a
this
cult.
it actually does deserve respect, sort of thing. Well, that as well, but from you guys, I expect anything and everything.
All hail the frog.
We must
You-
solve the puzzle.
You've not heard of this as a drinking thing, but I don't think you've been in enough, say, pubs to have
No.
learned drinking habits, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I was
mhm,
thinking as
mhm.
well. So she
Yeah.
would not know what the hell is going on.
It just means that if you end up in a a pub in the future where they have a massive bronze statue or something, you might end up just tipping your drink to it, out of habit.
Just thinking.
Yeah. But yeah, so there's nothing that comes up from your history or travel to either rule it out or confirm it, sadly. And yeah, these are all
I
finally.
thought that'd be the case.
Dondrabella kind of like, wakes up, kind of groggy, looks up, goes, "Ah, Bluebird, we're back."
I am indeed. You guys are having fun. Celebrations have celebrations are in full swing, I see. And I
Crumbar
kind of
has
look at
cake if you
definitely
want
looking
some.
very drugged.
She points over at what's left of the
Ooh.
cake.
Cake.
No.
Arya
boy.
will definitely have some, and Swan Druid is
Careful.
also trying to steal some.
Not
Might
like
be a crowbar.
Like,
In it?
no,
On it? In
stop
it.
Stop it.
it's like nope. I've
Crowbar
got that.
in it?
Holds up a half covered in cake crowbar. Mhm.
Yeah, this was in it.
Were you freed, or did you actually get
Escape cake.
Like if Arya, like after seeing that, like
exonerated? That's the word.
Yeah.
a very kind of like serious look goes across my face, and then it'll be like, "We'll talk about that later."
Yes, we
And
will.
I'll be like, "Don't know who is listening here."
Indeed.
And then I'll just, stand up, tan the rest of it, and just go, right, chuck a glass behind, tumbler behind me, and it's like, shall we make a move then?
Huh?
I think
Oradax?
Rasira kind of just looks over your shoulder at like where you've thrown the mug and kind of just looks a bit like worried.
Why?
Don't know, you could ask him.
Why the worried look?
It's a bit impolite to throw the mugs around, wouldn't you say? They're not our mugs, or do we keep them?
Sure, let's keep them.
Depends how much you like them. I hug all my mugs.
No, we've all stolen glasses in pubs, right?
Oh my god.
Rasira just looks awkward, and then I think like behind Crumbar's back, there's just like a mage hand that starts picking it up and moving it back to the table.
Bless him.
He's definitely trying to do it like
does not know
subtly.
how to be a rebel.
No, he does not. No. Well, this was pleasant. Yes. He just looks really
Yay.
awkward.
So, is the plan to move on then?
Rasira blinks.
I guess.
Yes.
I'll
To Oradax.
Yes,
just...
And then I
but
just like
before
face
that, then
plant on the
Arya
table.
kind of makes a point of like going to
I think Dondrabella's hand goes out to catch Serene's head before it hits the table, just automatically. Just so as it doesn't smack off the table. Just proper mum mode, Dondrabella. And then yeah, I think you were saying, Arya, about Dondrabella. You look over to her.
Yeah, I was gonna try to kind of take advantage of the fact that she's
Yeah.
a bit inebriated and ask her things that perhaps she otherwise wouldn't have told me about.
Carry on. Yeah.
um, I was I'll say I went on a little bit of an exploration and
Narrows her eyes
found
at you.
something interesting.
All right.
So you know how you said that if was it her or Petrovantis actually that said about the veins?
Her.
I think it was her.
Yeah, that was her.
I'll say, oh, it was her. Good. I'll say,
Yep.
you know how you said that if there's a heart, the mountain, then all the lava rivers are its veins.
She like thinks as if she's trying to remember, and she goes, "That's probably what I said." Yeah.
Yeah. Any idea how they made those rivers flow to the higher levels of the mountain? That's very interesting. It's not really what water doesn't flow upwards, it flows downhill. So how did you guys make lava go uphill? Well, up mountain.
Yeah, and
And Arya gives a grin that makes you wonder if she's drunk herself.
Yeah, just kind of giddy with the idea of the excitement of the question.
Trying to look, and she's trying to look the part as well. She's trying to not be too serious when everybody's quite, hey,
Yeah, and I think Dunderbell kind of scratches the side of her head and then just pries her hand out from Serene's forehead, and then sits and thinks, kind of straightens herself up a bit at the table, and then rests her head in both of her hands, and then goes, I probably know. And she thinks a bit longer and goes, there's probably a book somewhere about that in the library. I mean, I didn't have anything to do with it, but we've got engineers, for that type of stuff.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
It's a good question, though. I never really thought about it before. Why? I just assumed there was lava up. She just points vaguely up.
Yeah. No, it's definitely down. Definitely in the lower part of the mountain.
Ah.
I don't know how it goes up.
She kind of scratches the side of her cheek and goes, is this trying to wake up more to that question? And she goes,
Oh, bless her. What
I can find out for you if you want.
She's going to very encouragingly, right? She's going to very encouragingly, just when you kind of beat somebody on the upper arm a little bit, but it's just kind of I don't even know how to put it. It's just like a friendly sort of gesture, kind of like a tapping on the hand sort of thing.
Yeah.
So, I'm sure you will. And that's Arya casting guidance.
Okay,
Not necessarily
yeah.
for now, but for whatever she might do next. Because everybody's getting a little bit everything. Even walking might become a challenge if she decides to stand up right now. So she just feels that Vondrabella could perhaps use that.
And I think as she casts guidance on her, she just belches. At maybe the slight shock of it all, and then just goes, as I said, I can go see if I can get that answer for you. It gives me something to do for a bit. Especially if you're going away.
That would be lovely. Thank you.
Okay.
I do think that this will be important in the long run.
Aye.
I want to understand it, And then Arya's gonna put her hand on her chest and just go
yeah, double yes, almost saluting it. Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't want to say. She doesn't want to say. I want to understand the heart of the mountain. To say I want to understand it. Now if Dondrabella is
Donabella just
waking up
nods.
to
She just nods. Like
realize.
a knowing nod. Whether or not she does know, who knows? But she's giving you a knowing nod. Like she does know. She goes, when will you be back? I think Rosira also turns around and looks at everybody as if, oh, that is a good question.
It's well, we just want to go talk to him, right?
Right. Need to find out about the eye, I guess. And
Yes.
bug him about the Rod of Power as well, in case he knows anything about that.
Well, we could always come back here right after. See if you found out something. I'll just look back towards Dondrabella.
Like, she's there, like, kind of stretching her back and stuff, and she's like, oh, take your time. She waves her hand vaguely at the table. It's like,
Of course.
I'm not exactly going to be running back. Then she, like, pivots, stretches her shoulders, and then stands up, and then, finds her balance point, and then goes, well, you know where to find me. And off she walks, and tries to head towards the door, and then as she gets to the door, she just, like, vaguely, like, waves to the frog and leaves.
Okay.
Yeah. Rosira is just vague,
Dondrabella's?
like, he just vaguely waves after her, just as if, oh, goodbye then, What was that, Isla?
Oh, it's been 2 Dondrabellas? Like, one eye closed, squinting, tilting head, also getting closer to the table.
And I think Rosira turns and goes, yes, I was concerned about that as well.
I know. Oh.
Mm.
Oh.
And when does he get 4 hands? And he stares at both of his palms.
Ayla looks concerned at her own as well.
And, like, he summons his mage hand and goes, I have two mage hands now also. Oh no.
Arya looks at them both and wonders if she's gonna have to wild shape into a gorilla to carry them back home.
Fair.
Seems like a good plan. I want to be carried by a gorilla.
If I carry both of you guys, it's gonna be over
Oh.
each shoulder, so I don't think it's gonna be a comfortable one.
I wanted a
But,
piggyback.
she'll do it if she has to.
So, what is the plan for the group then? Are we gonna Eye of Genius our way to what's what you said? Head to
Think so,
Rosiris?
yeah.
Do you mean Ordax?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sorry,
anywhere near where Rosira lives.
Clearly, the
Nope.
fantasy beer has made me drunk too.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So where do you open the eye up?
Outside his shop.
Oh no.
No,
In
I
the
mean-
middle of the frog.
Yeah. I mean from this end.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right, from this end. Probably take a wee step outside. Oh my god, can we
Oh,
take the frog
sorry.
with us?
Do you just somehow cast lightning lure accidentally?
No, I was trying to see if dramaturgy would do anything fun, and I clicked on the wrong thing.
It did do something fun. It cast lightning lure.
On the frog? No. No, it didn't.
Slowly drags the bronze frog with you. Damn it!
Ha ha.
Oh no, look what
He's
happened
my friend.
accidentally.
I love him. I'm just like hugging a traffic cone, but it's a giant frog.
A bronze frog. Right, okay, so you head outside? Is that the plan?
Yes.
You salute the frog on the way out?
Mhm.
Of course. I do like a overly flourished bow.
Nice, nice.
I try and copy her and fall over.
I think the
I help
dwarf
her up.
the dwarf that's kind of shimming past you, that's nodded towards the frog on his way in as you're bowing, probably mutters something to you with like a kind of cheeky old wink to you, saying, "Oh, he'll probably like that," as he shuffles past you.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you all head outside. Yeah. Hi, don't leave me alone in like a pub and I have to make it unique in some way, okay? Because this is what we end up with. We got the weird pole dancing, white, like the quick gooseberry, sorry, and now we've got
Oh yeah.
this bloody Fucking puzzling frog.
I'm just contemplating that Isla was not nearly this much of an alcoholic
Yeah.
when I designed her.
Yeah, same. It's like
Yeah.
3 days ago, Serena like had, you know, a little bit of cider. That's
Yeah.
about it.
Never drunk before. Now. Oh.
That'll be
Been
fun.
constantly drunk for the past 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Oh.
hangover's going to be horrible.
All right,
Yeah.
I have cure hangover.
Oh.
So, Arya? You going anywhere like secluded or just doing this outside the tavern?
I mean, not just outside the tavern, but
That's up to you. You tell me.
definitely a bit out of the way.
Okay.
I don't know if there's like some tiny little side street or something.
Yeah.
We keep going on side streets and finding interesting people, though. So
Uh-huh.
who knows?
Oh my god, it's Decana! No, wait, no. So yeah, you head like in a slightly more secluded part of wherever this area of Forge is, and yeah, you want to open up the eye. Where are you taking the eye, as it were? Where are you opening the other side up?
Well, we've been there before,
Yeah.
haven't we?
So you've been to Anvil, which is where the shop was. Remember, there was like the streets of like the kind of the mystics and miscellany streets, that had all the kind of occulty type stuff on it. And his weird trinkety shop was on there.
Yeah, I don't want to take us like in the middle of the road, you know. Like I don't want us to be like too
Yeah, too like
busy,
awkward.
not
Yeah. Mhm.
public.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah,
You can always
so
like
if I
appear
can think
next to
of
that
a-
random like see remember the stables where you housed the
Oh yeah, we had the horses that we had for
yeah
a wee.
remember because you just rode from Glitterhagen up to Anvil, and you put your horses in a stable next to an inn. Remember? You could go there. It's
Yeah.
a bit more secluded, right?
Yeah, we can definitely go there. Yeah, I just don't want to like appear in the middle of the street
Mhm.
and get run over by like a cart, and then I
Yeah.
have to heal everybody because we're all on like 12
Mhm.
HP or something.
That's fair. Yeah. So yeah, I think you can do that then if need be. Yeah. Crombar, I'm gonna assume you don't want to spend like a hit die to heal. I'm gonna just assume you don't want to do that.
No, I'm only on like no.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I figured that, but I figured I'd ask in case you go. I could have healed.
No, that's what Liam Hands is for.
Good. Okay. So, you open up the eye, I assume, and then everybody steps through.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. And we go to break because that's a good place to take our break.
And I can go get a cup of tea.
So let me get us on to our break screen. Everybody will be back in 10 minutes. Yay, we're back. Yep, good. My audio works. So, welcome back to the Keepers of the Golden Gate Session 91 Part 2. I am Ryan, the GM. It's the 28th of May, 2021. Here are the players.
Hiya, I'm Adrian, and I play Arya Bluebird, the half-elf druid.
Hey, I'm Scott. I'm playing Crumbar, the half-orc paladin.
Hi, I'm Hannah, and I'm playing Isla, the drunk tiefling sorcerer.
Hi, I'm Callie, and I'm playing Serene, the drunk Firbolg Ranger.
Yeah.
Team drunk.
Excellent. So, we use the wonderful powers of the Eye of Janus. It opens up a big red swirly portal. You all step in, and the wonderful smell of horse manure hits your noses as you step out into a stables.
And we'll throw up.
Yeah.
Mm.
Do we?
Con saves, everybody who drank
Yeah.
loads? Yeah? You're fine, Arya, because you didn't drink loads, right? So
Oh,
you're good.
no.
I
Didn't drink
always roll the best of the
No, but
cons.
I'm just
Also, just like, you
and
know,
laughing at everybody.
I doubt Horsemanure would set Arya off anyway, given that it's probably quite, you know, a natural smell. I think, yeah. I think given how much Isla's drank, yeah, I think you're throwing up. And Serene, you just make it, Serene. So I think you catch yourself before you go. And Arya, you're fine. And Crumbar's fine, because Crumbar always makes con saves. Because that's Crumbar's thing, apparently. So there's one gift that Roll20 gave him. Yep. So yeah. What I love though is look at what people rolled and look at the bonus Isla has.
I feel that's accurate, though.
Right?
Like, that's the level
Wow.
of drunk she is.
Right?
Just
Yep.
your natural ability is just gone.
Yep.
She
They've
drank
overpowered
it away.
it with booze.
So
And
anybody,
mixing drinks.
anybody watching the stream, do not abuse alcohol.
No.
That is the message from this. Yes. But yeah, that hits you all. I think I'll roll for Rasira. Let's just do a wee check. Well.
Oh.
I think
Poor Azira.
he heaves too.
I'll look at those two apologetically and say, "Oh, sorry, I probably should have chosen a different place to land this." And I just like give them both like pats on the back and awkwardly move away because I don't quite know what to do or say.
As you pat him on the back, he just heaves again.
Yeah, I'll say, "Can I make you some water?" Oh, never mind.
And yeah, I think as you shuffle out of the stables, Rasira just prestidigitates the sick away. Because, you know,
Prestidigitates?
the sick away,
What?
because he's cleaning the place.
Oh,
Obviously.
fine, okay. Yeah.
Because it'd be rude
I
to leave
thought-
it behind. That's how he feels,
Yes,
right?
yes,
Yeah.
no, absolutely, especially in the stables where there's stuff that's already far worse. But no,
Yeah.
I thought in the sense of like that he'll make himself some water or something, but he won't.
Sadly, it
Cake.
can't do that. Sadly, not with that lore. He's not gonna. Remember, he doesn't consume conjured food or
Yeah,
drink.
that's what
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
what I was saying.
uh-huh.
I was like, "Do you want me to make you some water?" Oh, never
Yep.
mind.
Oh.
Yeah, and you step out of the stables into the city of Anvil. Yeah.
Oh.
So, for those that don't know, Anvil is open to the public. Primarily dwarven, obviously. It's the kind of dwarven trading city that isn't Glitterhagen. Lots of traffic between here and Glitterhagen. And yeah, it is still carved into like a mountain. But as I said, the massive doors to the mountain are usually kept open. Thank you. At least he thought it was exciting.
Hold on, it's Nick in the background.
Okay.
Adrian doesn't remember it, but Arya definitely would remember the way
Yeah.
to like where we want to be at Oradax and such.
Yeah,
so she'll be
I
like,
think
"Come on."
Yeah, I think between me and you would definitely remember the way. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'll just lead the way.
Now, are you going to go to the shop with all the trinkets, or are you going to go to like the magic school? Because remember, like, that's the two. He founded the magic school here. Remember?
I'll try the shop first.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, you might have to explain yourself and bullshit like that.
Yeah. So like you head all the way up, the kind of like the Mystic Street where it's got like various paraphernalia, and then you get to like the shop, and it seems like there's no light from inside the shop either. It's got a closed sign in Dwarven, so everyone can read Dwarven. It says closed. And it seems shut up, as it were.
Well, I don't read Dwarven, so I'll just be like, look at the sign and be like, nah, and just open the door, like go to open the door anyway.
Yeah, and it doesn't open.
It says they're shut.
And just does it shut? And I'll just bang on the door then.
Rasir like goes as if he's like about to like interject, and then kind of just like clutches nervously at himself as you're like banging on this person's door. And he goes, "Well, I believe if it's closed, then we should try elsewhere." And he just starts casting a spell slowly as you see all the ritual symbols come up.
And you like turn around and look, I'm like, what are you casting exactly?
Teleportation circle. If we've got nothing else to do here, we may as well move on.
No. Not yet. So if he's not here, then let's
Where
try.
he?
Okay,
I'll be like,
Rasira
just
stops
'cause the
casting.
shop-
Yeah.
And I'll be like, just because the shop's not open doesn't mean he's not in. And I'll go back to banging on the door.
Why would he be in if the shop was closed?
Maybe he's at the school.
Rasira looks
I'm
at you like
tempted to-
puzzlingly. There's a school.
Oh. I don't think we should go near a school.
Right, should I just break down the door?
Ari's gonna look confused. And
Scream
like,
wipe to dwarf court again.
"It's a city.
Sorry,
I thought there's
It
schools
seems a
in
little
every city."
extreme. Yeah.
Mm.
I think everybody says no
but-
to Crumbar, essentially is the gist of that.
Yeah, because I'm like, right, do we want to get in here to fight to search his shop, or do we want to just go to the school?
Well, we should try it to school. Maybe the shop is closed precisely because he's at the school.
Yeah, okay. Let's
I think Rasira nods and goes, yes, that's an excellent idea. School might also have some books.
Liz going to try and locate like a bottle of water
Okay.
in her back.
I mean,
Start sipping it.
we all have,
And hopefully like preferably
water
like dark sunglasses as well.
Bless her. I mean, Arya's gonna have quite a lot of like rags and stuff that you can like make
I would
this
also-
some sort of
If she
like
can't,
scarf thing.
yeah, she'll maybe just turn her eyes completely black.
Um,
That'll fulfill the same function.
Oh dear. So yeah, you make your way through Anvil, heading towards the magic school. I feel like I named this long ago, but it was a long time ago that this place was mentioned. Because it was way back, pretty much just before Bastiel joined us. So yeah, that would be like, yeah, forgery required, session 40. So I feel like it would be back then. So it's just some magic school until I remember its name or name it again. But yeah, so you head up to the gates of the school. And it's like the entire building's carved out of stone, obviously, because it's in a cave. So it's mostly the big gates that you head up to, and there's like people coming and going and stuff. So it's like it seems to be open. You just head inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you head into like some kind of a reception type area, and one of the staff. You can tell because they're all in similar looking kind of robes. Look up, and he kind of smiles pleasantly at each of you. He looks maybe half elven, human, elven, somewhere there in that region, right? Or just a really pretty human. And he smiles. He goes, "Hello, everyone," and just looks at the group of you.
I think
Thinking.
yeah. I'm like, who's the most diplomatic? And I think that's always kind of fallen to you, Aria. So
Yes, because I totally have a shit ton of charisma.
yeah,
I
not
know,
like that.
it's fine.
Not like
It's not in this type of game though, thankfully.
I'm very
So,
charismatic, but very drunk.
whoops. Yeah, no, I'll say greetings. We were wanting to see a few actually no words, sorry.
Okay.
This is me being super tired. Greetings. We were looking for somebody. We were wondering if you might be here. We're looking for Oridak.
And the kind of receptionist, if you will, goes, "Do you have an appointment?"
No, but we do have something he would want to see. He'll remember our friend Bastiel. If you mention that, I'm sure he'll, well, if not make some time, then let us know when would be suitable to see him.
Right, and can I have
It is an
your
important
names
matter.
also? And he slides parchment
Yes.
and a quill over.
Yes. Arya's going to, like, actually, no, Arya's not going to be the person with the nicest writing here.
Rasir just waves his hand and his
Probably
name appears on it anyway, so.
fine. Okay, Arya's gonna make an effort to, like, write her name prettily. And then just put everybody, like, she'll just pass it on to everybody, but because before she does, Ruya makes, like, an indignant noise, and Arya adds plus Ruya.
yeah. I'll put down my name as well. But obviously, put it down as like a Crumbar of the Golden Order.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yes, I could have put my name as Arya Bluebird, noble elf, noble
Dwarf, yeah.
dwarf. And then make this person look at me, kind of like see me being like 2 feet too tall to be a dwarf, and kind of been like, what the fuck?
Yep.
I could have done that, but no.
Isla will like close one eye while trying to write.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll like scroll like chicken scratches, but when she pulls away, it just looks like forked lightning.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
I like it.
there's maybe a name if you squint, but maybe not.
Yep, I like it. Serene?
Sorry, I've had to go and push.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll just scratch my name on at the bottom.
okay. Perfect. Might need to give you a bit of grace when you're holding the button in. Give it a second or two, then give it a second or two before you let go of it. Either side of your sentences for us, if that's okie dokie. But yeah, he gets the parchment back and he looks it over and he goes, "Ah, quite a lot of words here." Yeah, circles with the quill certain parts of it, and then it just like burns in like a blue light. He goes, just smiles politely at everybody.
Arya will smile back just as politely, and just
Yeah.
like looking at everybody and be like, should we wait here for a moment, or
Yeah,
should we come back?
I'll ask the person, just be like, when can we expect to see them?
And yeah, he kind of looks between the two of you that have basically just asked the same question, really. And then he says, if you could stand to the side a moment, please. I am.
Yes, of course. Don't want to be in your way.
Thank you. And he's
And I'll
very
just
polite
help
to
herd
say.
everybody.
And then obviously more people like come and go and ask various questions. And one person asks what floor the library's on, and Rastira is like half-heartedly goes to take a step towards that person as well, and then thinks better of it and stays with the group. And then like a couple of minutes pass, and he goes, "Yes, if you could go to the 4th floor, Master Ordak will see you now."
Many thanks. I'll just like
It says,
nod. And
if you could follow the blue light, and then he just like points, and then there's like a little kind of like blue wisp thing that appears, and then it just starts like drifting down the corridor.
I'll look at Isla and raise an eyebrow.
I will raise both my eyebrows, and I'll just wiggle them as if that's a fun thing to do.
Start wiggling
you
them
still
back
have
as
your
well
eyebrows,
because
Some weird kind of flirting language you're inventing with eyebrows, like.
Yep.
I see you. I see
making
you
fun of
also
her.
speak eyebrow.
Oh dear.
I made a thing where I hold one down and try and move the other one independently and
Yeah, that's not.
look confused.
Yeah. As you start working your way through to try and keep up with this little blue wisp thing, you're passing various people in the same kind of like robes as well. The robes seem mostly like a lot of them seem like kind of either charcoal, like dark grey charcoal color, or they're kind of like light kind of slate color. That seem to denote some kind of like difference in skill level. Seems like the charcoal robed people are more revered than the slate colored robed people. And then certain people seem to be in like a very deep navy blue with silver lining. They seem to be the most revered as you are working your way through the floors. There's a lot less of them. And then, he's passed just... There's like... I mean, you've probably passed a good 50 people by this point, just coming and going through this, like, what seems like a castle. The interior of it, at least. And you just head up towards the 4th floor, and it gets to a big heavy door. And the wisp just kind of blinks out at it when you arrive.
I just shudders in door fear. And I'll go up and just be like, right, crack my knuckles and just bang on the door.
Yeah, and then the door creaks open, and inside there's just a big study. Rasira very quickly 2 steps in.
What were you saying, Ryan?
I was waiting to see what you do. Rasira's already walked in.
Yeah, I'll go in as well and just be like looking out and calling for Oradak.
Yeah, and if you're shouting his name, you hear a familiar voice saying, "I'll be with you in just a moment. Feel free to look around."
Oh, is it Oradak's voice?
Dead.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
That's just a player thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
player versus.
Yeah. And Rasira very quickly, as soon as he says, "Feel free to have a look around," immediately picks up the closest book and starts looking through it.
I think even like Crumbar would just be like looking around and just. I'd probably even pick up a book and just try and like just skim through it, just that kind of like that way where it's just like you're like picking up stuff and looking at it.
Roll a
and
d8 for me, Crumbar.
A d8.
Yeah.
Oh.
Perfect. As you like flick through the book, some of the like symbols in it are escaping into the air.
Or just like close the book over and like try and like catch the symbols with the book closing, like a clan kind of thing, and then just like put the book back down. It's like, wasn't me.
I think Rasira just gives you like a wide-eyed look, like, "Oh dear," and then puts his book back down as well, and just kind of like sidles back to the group.
Yeah, I guess like that kind of.
What was that, Serene?
Looking at.
But he said we could look.
Yes,
Look around.
I feel like looking and perhaps touching were separate in this instance, I feel now. And he looks back at the book he was looking at and then looks back at Crumbar.
Yeah, I'll just kind of be like ignoring him, just being like, no idea what you're on about.
And then, yeah, after like a couple of minutes pass, a very familiar figure to Crumbar and Arya, who have both met him before. Arya met him before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like walks in and says, "Ah, yous are back, and Bastiel." And he nods
Oh.
to Bastiel because obviously him and Bastiel knew each other.
Yeah.
And
We'll just go up to him.
he smiles, and you can see obviously to our newbies, like he doesn't touch the floor. He just kind of glides over it.
He's a floater.
Yeah.
Have you got the photo of him?
I'm looking for it. Yeah. It's in the pile somewhere. Everybody should be able to see it in there anyway, but I'm looking.
If I drag it in, does that work? No, I don't think it does.
There we go.
Ah, cool.
Yeah.
Aerodactyl.
So that's our deck. But he doesn't appear like that. It's just he's got, you know, his legs are straight when he kind of glides over.
Okay.
I think if he ever stops for any length of time, he will idle like that. So yeah. And he says, "What brings you back this way? I hope your trip to Forge was successful."
Very successful. We made it there in one piece.
Not all of you, it seems. And he motions to the group.
I don't understand who's missing.
Okay.
We weren't here last time.
Yeah.
We had different people.
And Kitty
Yeah,
was.
Reach was here, and Kitty was here.
Yeah, Reach and Kitty aren't here.
Shit!
Yeah.
Is that how long
Yes.
ago that was?
Yeah, we've never met this guy.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, they were with us.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I'll say yes. So some have left us, others have joined us.
I had an awkward wave.
It's just a matter of life.
He kind of grins and just says, "Quite, yes, life. Should I be worried if we've changed up things?" And he like plays with his fingers a bit when he says that, and then like looks at the group and goes, "My name is Oradak. You'll hear people call me Master Oradak. You're not enrolled. Don't worry about it. You don't have to be so formal." And he's saying that mostly to Isla and Serene, and Rasira are new to him.
I'll
Oh, it's nice to meet you. My name's Serene.
And he kind of nods and smiles.
My hand.
Yeah, and if you offer him like your hand, he puts his out.
Mhm.
And he, you know, grips it, shakes it. Goes, "A pleasure."
Yes, same here. I've had some things about you, not much, but just that you've got a very good library.
He laughs. I think Rasira clears his throat unconsciously, and then he says, "Oh, did you wish to look through the library? Is that why you've come back?"
Oh,
Well, I'm sure some of us would love to
Rasira's just
have a
nodding.
look at your library.
Isla looks
Um,
conflicted.
Yeah.
Yes. I for one wanted to speak to you.
He smiles again and goes, "How very pleasant. Well, we're speaking now.
Should hope so.
Was it in private you wished? Or is it a group discussion?" And he kind of chuckles to himself as he gestures to everybody.
I mean, depends on. And I'll just look at like,
Yeah,
kind of group, kind of like what they want to do. I'll pull the eye out and say, I was wondering if with your vast knowledge and resources, if you could help us learn a bit more about this and understand it a bit more. You see, it is very important for the for the purpose that we have for the task that we need to
It kind of like he
accomplish.
leans forward slightly, right? And says, he puts like a hand up to the side of his mouth and kind of like mock whispers, for the demons, I assume.
The world.
Getting rid of them.
Yes. He nods.
Yeah.
Affirmatively, like yes.
And I'll say, I understand that this can be well used, put together with other powerful items.
And he says, like, when you say this, what do you mean? And he motions just towards you.
Oh, I did say I pulled the eye out.
All right.
Yeah,
So
I
you,
don't think you've not said what it is though.
Oh, yes. I'll say, well, this is an eye of Janus. It's
does he know he's missing an eye? And he kind of chuckles to himself.
You should
well,
do. He gave us it.
we won it from him, so
He looks between the
yes.
two of you very quickly, and he goes, "So, you were given
Yes.
this by Janus himself as a reward? You won it?" And he looks between the two of you
In
again.
a fair game. In a fair challenge.
I see. In fact, may I see? And he motions his hands out.
Yeah. No, I have it in my hand, like
Mhm.
my outstretched sort of palm. Like if he wanted to, he could pick it up. But if
Yeah.
he says, "May I see?" I'll just like stretch my hand even more towards him so that he can.
Yeah, and like he
pick it up
puts like
with
a
one
hand. He puts a hand either side of yours, and he just lifts it up without touching it, as if cradling it with magic, and then like kind of brings it over to himself and looks at it a bit more closely. And he goes, "How very interesting a reward." And he looks over it. And what does it do?
That's what we're hoping you
Well,
can help us with.
I was
we
hoping
have
you would
some
ask.
information.
And he smiles.
we know it helps us get places. I would think of a place and ask me to take us there, and it does.
Can you show me? And he
We
motions back to you with the eye.
yes.
Go,
You know what I'll do? Like, there's definitely gonna be a window, right,
No, you're underground.
in this place.
just go
Alright.
from one end of the room to the other.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. I was gonna appear like just downstairs, but that's fine.
Then you have to walk back up again.
Yeah.
Don't do stairs
No,
if you don't have
I've got the
to.
eye. No, I've got the eye. I'd come back with it as well. Who do you think I am?
I'm
Fine.
free! Run away.
Fine. Okay. I'll like maybe from here, right?
Go
Like,
back into the
I'll
hall
just
if you
go
wanted.
Just outside the door.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll just go right outside the door.
Mhm.
And then like just open the door again and get back in the room and just like walk back in, kind of like
Yes.
yeah, like that.
I see. How very.
But
Well, that specific use
Wait.
seems inconvenient, but I imagine that it's more convenient in a different context.
yes, we've traversed quite long distances with it.
What is its range?
I'll just start telling him, well, we went from there to there, and then we went from there to there, and then we went from there to there, because obviously I can't remember all the
Yeah.
different places we've been with the eye, so, but my character would. So, I'll be like, yeah, we were in High Rock, and then we went back to for lunch, and then we went back to Forge. No,
Is it-
to Anvil, and
No,
then
no,
from
no.
Anvil we came here.
Forge.
Oh, it was Forge, yeah.
Forge. Okay.
And he kind of like nods and nods and says, "I'm very curious. It seems like you could perhaps
Yes.
traverse the entire
Well,
Perhaps maybe the entire
we
diameter of the disc.
also, and I'll look towards Crumbar, kind of like asking if I should say.
And
Or
I'll
do
just
you want
kind
to
of
say?
no, kind of like nod and be like, continue, like I batter in, kind of.
Aye.
I'll say, well, and Crumbar's had a vision from the Great Golden Worm, and we know that another one of these, there's 3 of them, you see, at least.
Huh.
Another one of these is used somehow as part of the mechanism that is keeping the Great Golden Worm trapped.
And he kind of gives you a
I'll
funny
say
look when you say that. And he
I'll-
says, the Great Gold Worm is trapped.
We will free him.
I'll step in, and I was like, the vision I saw. One of these eyes were protruding ethereal-like chains that were wrapped around him. I need to learn how to use this eye to control such things so that I may break them and free him.
Kind of like starts like, rubbing his chin. And he says, what of the Golden Order? If the Great Gold Worm is confined.
It appears we still have our powers from him. However, all the Golden Order just now are at the abyss fighting off the demon invasion.
It just seems like kind of like really deep thought, obviously, out of this. And
And I'll just say to him, it's like, we need our leader quick.
yes, I imagine so. I'm more than happy to study this and see what I can learn. I wouldn't like to think the world undefended. Not from its champion.
Arya nods and says, yes, and that's actually another thing that we need to try to find out, because one of the way in which to vanquish these demons, we were told that we will need to put together some items, specific items.
I think Rasira can't help himself and he says, yes, we need the Rod of Pa.
Yes, that too. That is one of the items. And use them together to create this sort of powerful artifact that will
I think
be what
Ordak looks at you
closes
puzzledly, like he's looking between like Rasira, Grombar, and you. And he says,
the breach.
I've not known the Rod of Pan to contain any actual power, merely religious significance.
Oh.
It appears now that it does contain.
What have you witnessed it achieve? Please.
No,
the more information I can have is will help me. Help you.
Sorry, nothing yet, but it appears that its powers are, if it does have powers, that they are needed for this artifact.
He kind of he gives like a skeptical look back to you, right? And then says, we can consult the library to see if there's anything that supports this, of course. I wouldn't say it's extensive, but it is, what we have on offer.
If it is just ornamental, like you say, perhaps there is more than one.
It kind of goes like as if he hadn't thought of that, and he's like, unusual. Perhaps what we see written in books called the Rod of Pa may not be the same item. You are correct.
And I'll just kind of hold up my pendant. It's like, this is merely a symbol, but there are also many else like it.
Okay, nods and says, yes, both unique and common at the same time. I see your thinking. How puzzling.
I'll say, for what it's worth, the well, the other items that we need.
I'm just waiting.
Hmm.
What?
I'm
carry
saying,
on.
I'm just
Carry on,
waiting.
are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, just carry on. I was just going to try and be funny.
Okay. I forgot my
The
train
other
of thought.
items we need. ...
Oh, yeah. I just wanted to tell him what they were. So I was going to say, for what it's worth, don't know if this will perhaps make some sort of maybe a connection with anything else that you might know. But we know that we need the Black Fang Spear as well. The Black Fang Spear, the Rod of Pa, the Eye of Janus, the
Astro Hammer.
Astral Hammer. I'm
And then
forgetting.
then I got to forge it.
I got.
Oh, that's not an actual item. That's a.
Yeah.
I remember it was 5 things, but I was like, what item is the last one? I was like, I know that one of them's the Astral Hammer, but like, what is the last item? Yeah, okay. And the god to forge it all together into a powerful artifact. I just thought I'd mention this in case.
Yeah, like
you
he
knew
stops
of
floating.
any
He just stands on the
legends or-
ground and sits back
Oh.
against the desk that he's like that's behind him, and he just kind of sits there and then sits and like rubs his hand through his chin again. And goes, "Yeah, some of these items are familiar to me, more than I would like, unfortunately." Nods. Took like half to himself. Quite the shopping list you seem to have collated, I would say.
Yes. It's
Which one?
not exactly been easy.
Isla?
Which one are you familiar with? Just they're all quite elusive.
Well, depending on the god, of course. Now, all of them, it seems. And he motions just to the eye.
Oh.
Then
Bingo.
That's the missing link.
he says, "Did you have a god in mind?" As he kind of like half chuckles.
And I'll just be like, well, my god, the great gold worm, which is why we.
Yes, why would we make this easy?
To...
And he chuckles again, like kind of half-heartedly. Just as to chase the one that seems to be confined, as you say.
Tied up.
He kind of like looks more thoughtful. Yeah, nods.
Like, yes, which is why we need to know how to free him.
By the way, whether or not we needed a god to help forge this, I'm sure we can all, and I just look towards everybody, I'm sure we can all agree that freeing the Great Golden Worm is always going to be a priority anyway.
Oh, yeah.
I think Order like nods, like without even looking at you, just nods as if that's like a given in his head. And he goes, "Yes, I would hate to think what would happen if there was no Great Gold Worm. Yes," and he looks up at everybody finally. That would be quite a worrisome outcome. Have you learned who holds him?
Sadly not, but from what I can tell, is his location is either in Omen or what was the name of that
Santa
place?
Cora.
Santa Cora, based on the decor of the room he was in.
I see you're taking a lot of this on faith from a vision.
Isn't
No,
that
after
what?
that vision, he ended up with could you please show Wardak what happened after that dream?
I'll be like, I'll say to him, it's like, what better thing to have faith in than the one that grants me the power? And then I'll just, equip my drippy goldy sweat armor.
Mm-hmm. Your molten gold armor, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, and he goes,
He couldn't do that before.
Yes, I do remember you somewhat shinier beforehand. Yes.
Mhm.
And he kind of like he stands up, floats again, and just kind of like drifts around you, getting a look at you, and then kind of goes back and just kind of floats in front of you all again and says, "I can see why you would be quite convinced waking up like this after a vision of that. Yes, quite. May I see it? This vision."
And I just kind of like, I don't know how to show you.
Clearly, you have forgotten my gift of memory. And he laughs at himself.
I'm just like, oh yes, you're not going to take it from me though this time, are you?
Temporarily, I'll give it back.
And in that case,
Insight
I'll
Just throw
extend my
d20s
hand
at him.
Yeah, I'll just extend my hand out to him and just like be like, and I'll just think.
Yeah,
of
he
it
just
as,
leans past you and touches the side of your head, and your eyes go
Mhm.
white, and so do his. And then, about 10 seconds pass for everybody else. And Crumber, you just relive the entire memory.
Oh, wow.
Oh, fun!
Yeah.
Guiding bolt.
And then Ordak kind of like comes back to the room. His eyes kind of stop glowing, and so do Crumbar's, and he takes his hand off his head and says, "Yes, I would agree that it does seem to be similar surroundings to perhaps Santa Cora or even Omen." He kind of nods. Says, "I am not convinced that..." And he looks at everybody. "Well, perhaps you, Rasira," who's like staring at a book and quickly looks, "Yes, what?" And he says, "I'm not sure that you contain the skill, or perhaps articulation is better, to manipulate something of this power to do something like that. Maybe you." And he motions to Rasira. "But even that may even be beyond my skill."
Who in the world would have such a skill?
He kind of just looks at everybody and says, "Someone more skilled than us."
And I'll just kind of
Well,
mouth
there
to him.
can't be too many like that.
He looks at you
yeah.
when you say that, and he goes, "You would be quite surprised, in fact. Fill quite a room." And he kind of chuckles to himself.
I will mouth to him, like so that Rasira can't see. I'll just mouth the words magna to him.
You assume Rasira is paying attention to anything that isn't a massive room full of books around him.
Yeah, I know, but
He's also pretty drunk.
mhm.
Yeah. You mouth magna to him, and Ardak says, "Yes, he would be counted among them, yes. As would many others."
But he seems right now to be the most likely suspect.
How so?
Well, like you say, where does he, like think of where he stays and what the decor describes?
Ah, I think you're forgetting how many thousand live on Omen. And the reason they live there is because they're of a certain skill and articulation.
Ah,
It goes, "You see the difficulty in narrowing down your accusations."
yes. Thank you for the
He nods
insight.
and he says, "Even a particularly brave or perhaps foolhardy dragon of a youthful sort may even have the oomph, as it were, to do such a feat. You see. For they are more in tune with magic than we."
Ida will be just examining her own fingernails.
Yeah.
Not making eye contact with anybody.
I'm just okay. I've got my own things to think about, but yeah.
"You are happy to leave me with the eye for me to meditate on, and I see what I can discover, if it holds any secrets back from us.
Yes.
You may, of course, be roomed here within the school for the time it takes me, if you have nowhere else to be.
I'm happy for that.
I'm willing to have one of my students escort you somewhere if need be, if the travel is required. Also, I understand I'm taking away quite a convenience from you. I don't mind assigning some students for the trips, so long as it's not long term, of course.
What I think would be best for us is if we could use your libraries and resources to find more about this artifact, see if we can find its name and actual use.
Okay, like puts a hand up and goes, of course. That was assumed you would be here to study. And he kind of chuckles to himself. It is a school, after all.
And I would just be like, yes, I've never really been to school.
He kind of looks at you and he goes, I think we both know that's not quite true, though. And he like motions to your golden skin.
I was more meaning in the growing up going to one.
Okay,
I was skilled in other ways.
An education nonetheless. Not all schools are stone and books, unfortunately. May I? And he gestures to Arya for the eye again. Assuming, yeah.
Give it to him again.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And he takes it and then again, without touching it, just kind of sits it and then puts his hand down and moves some kind of where you'd sit like a crystal ball on kind of little metal legs, and he sits it on that and says, yes, I will make this my priority, and again, feel free to use the library. It is on the 2nd floor. You just know this from reception already. No, of course. There is little I wouldn't offer, given everything that's at stake. I just nods to everybody.
I'll just kind of nod my head and give almost like a slight bow and be like, "Thank you. It would be great if everyone was as cooperative as you."
He kind of laughs and he says, "How formal. We are familiar. You and I."
Yes. How is my jug doing? I miss it.
He laughs and he says, I believe it's my jug now. He chuckles.
Or no.
Yeah. I think if you say for now, he goes, so you've brought something of value to trade me for it, have you?
And I just kind of be like, look around the room and I'm like, look at Isla for a minute, like, could I?
They're still staring off.
Yeah, I'm like, and I'll be like, nah, not yet. I'm like, could I trade a crowbar for it? Nah. I'm just like, not yet.
Isla, can you give me a wisdom save?
Oh no.
It's fine. Don't worry about
great at them. Hey, better than my constitution, which has +7.
This is how it works, though, right? You always think, this is my reliable save. Fail. Damn it.
You have a +7 on your con?
Yeah.
I had that chat moments ago.
Did it?
So disgusting.
Yeah. Yep.
Sorry.
Tiefling's job. So yeah, is everybody leaving then to go check the library, I guess, or what's the plan?
Yeah, I'm good with that. Whatever they're thinking.
I'll maybe vote for sleeping first.
Yeah, it's up to you. So you can,
I don't mind going to the library and sleeping in the library. I think Isla needs to sleep.
Sure. Yep. What about everybody else? At the plan? Head off?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
I mean,
Sorry, Serene?
could stay and hang out in the library.
Yeah, I said I want to go to the library.
Perfect. Rasira is already halfway at the door as soon as Ordak had mentioned directions, as in the 2nd floor, etc. Yeah. It's like very quick to head off. And yeah, as you are heading out, Isla, as you're about to leave the door, you suddenly remember Ordak saying, "Would you mind staying behind so he could chat to you?"
I will stay.
Blue light, eh? Blue light.
Yep.
I am onto you, dragon people.
And yeah, everybody else heads off, and
Adrian, the player, Arya will shut up.
Isla, do you announce that to everybody else, or do you just like hang back? What's the
I'll meet you guys at the library. I have a question.
like,
And I try
from
to
the
like
start of the gang? Just yes, okay, yes, perfect, yes, we'll be there.
Mm.
Rasira. She's very quick to march there. Yeah.
Okay, if you're sure you don't want any of us to stay,
We'll stay within 120 feet.
how far away is the library?
I don't know.
A lot further than 120 feet, but yeah. Maybe if you're to the very top of the library, maybe you'd get within. But I think the
Trying to get a
material.
signal.
Yeah, I was gonna say no signal.
Yeah.
There's too much stone in the way. Yeah.
I'll stand on some chairs.
Hold I don't know. Hold your gesturing to your head to amplify the. I don't know. But nobody else, just for thematic benefit, nobody else heard him ask her that. That was another thing. Remembers him saying that to her. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. But obviously she has stated she was going to ask a question by hanging back. So, yeah. So you hang back and then you head back into the room with him. Do you say anything to him as you reapproach him, or do you let him go first?
I let.
Let him go first, yeah?
Yep.
So, and then he says, "Would you mind if I made this somewhat more private?"
No.
And then he just goes, "Thank you." And then he just waves his hand slightly over your shoulder, and you hear the door close.
It looked like that was less dramatic than I expected.
Yeah. And then he kind of turns around and goes, "Would you like to sit?" And he just points. He looks around as if looking for a seat, and then realizes there's only one, and it's behind his desk. And he goes, "Would you like to sit?" And he just points at it.
Okay. There's been quite a lot of sitting today.
Then you may stand if you would prefer.
Sure.
And he kind of nods and goes, "I shall be blunt then, since you seem fatigued. Why are you connected to Rasira?"
Oh. In what way?
Memory.
I'm
For,
not.
for lack of a more eloquent way to put it, Miss Gale, you are covered in his memory.
I kind of trying to straighten up a bit.
Yeah.
Shake off being like, you've drunk a lot today. I kind of slump a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It is in less than a day. It's a long story, and one that I am not at liberty currently to speak of.
We could do it without words if you would prefer. He kind of chuckles half,
Oh,
a reassuring
no.
chuckle, if you will.
Oh, thank. A combination of carelessness and circumstance.
Aren't we all? And he chuckles again.
Yes. And something that I wish to maintain while also maybe making amends for.
Ah.
But not something I can disclose currently.
It seems he's less informed of this. I assume this is something you cannot or will not discuss. He can as if offering the question.
I would like to claim it was cannot. But I feel right now it is I will not. I made a choice, and I shall stick to it.
I see. And this choice of yours, unknown to him, what danger does it leave him in? It seems quite irresponsible. Not informing him of this dynamic between you two.
I hope to...
My concern is that he is an unwilling puppet, you see.
Oh, I don't know if puppet was the word I would have gone for. But yes, I can see how that...
I think he thinks to himself a bit. Look, I'm a marionette, maybe?
Oh, strings. Strings definitely feel appropriate.
Yes. It seems you are quite wrapped in them, and they do not belong to you.
I smile in that kind of awkward forced. While I agree with you in principle, I seek not to undo things right now. But as far as I can, I do not wish him harm. And will try to make sure no more comes from me.
Do you intend him harm? Even through another's hand?
Not currently. And I hope.
Are we doing puns for not currently? Are we doing that? No? Okay.
Yeah, sure. That was totally intentional.
And,
but also, yeah.
And he goes, then you will forgive me, but I wish you to have no contact with my students.
That seems fair.
If I detect or my students report that they see you performing any magic beyond convenience, and I speak merely of, and he cleans dust off a book with a wave of a hand, I will expel you, I guess. And he chuckles to himself. You may use the library, but as it said, I would ask you to not have direct contact with my students. You may ask your companions to inquire on your behalf. If I find that you have in any way been tangled in anybody else's strings, then yes, I will take action.
Yeah.
I am here to protect my students, you see.
Yes.
He nods severely at that. And he says, if, however, at any stage, he says poignantly, carrying on the marionette vibe, you wish to change your role, willingly or unwillingly, if I can assist, I will try. You can cite that if you want.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Although I think, she'd... I thank you for the offer.
He nods.
But most of my strings, I chose.
I think we often find that until we try to cut ourselves free.
I'll kind of nod.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I feel ya.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Forgive me, I'm taking up all your time, and I do believe there's a world to save. And a half chuckles.
Indeed. Good luck with the eye.
Yes, as if just remembering it himself, looking at it. Yes, I'm quite intrigued to find out as much as I possibly can. Hopefully it will aid you further, and good luck with the library and everything else.
I'll kind of nod
Mm-hmm.
awkwardly.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, Thank you.
He smiles and goes, I have done nothing yet. Merely extend hospitality I would extend to anyone.
I will return to my friends now.
Please do. And the door opens.
Okay.
The emotions outside.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
I will leave. I will make great efforts to avoid
Uh-huh.
everybody.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, and you head back to the party, I guess. Yeah, try and catch up with them.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay, yeah. So, as Isla heads back to the party, you guys have been walking along trying to keep up with Rastira, who's suddenly found, speed setting number 2 as he's working his way through the floors, getting back to wherever he thinks the library is. Anytime he gets even remotely hesitant, he'll just grab somebody nearby and goes, "The library! Where is the library? It's a matter of life and death." Very dramatically. And panicked students are like, "Oh, it's that way." And then he goes, "Perfect, thank you very much." Very calmly, and then just shuffles off again. And yeah, you just head there. And you can see when you get into the library that it takes up more than one floor. But the entrance was on floor 2. But it seems to go up and down. So it's about maybe 5 floors total. So yeah, you just get in there. And Isla obviously catches up by the time you get to it. Rasira is lost immediately. He's gone. He's away looking at books.
I was just kind of slap my hands, rub my hands together and be like, well, let's get to work. And I'll just look for a librarian to be ask them about where is the section on artifacts?
And yeah, I think you just you're going for a slate coloured robe, a charcoal coloured robe, or a blue coloured robe, because there's no specific librarians that are obvious.
What are the colours?
So blue with silver lining, charcoal grey, which is a dark grey, with light grey lining, and then light grey, a slate grey, with dark lining.
I would probably go for the blue because it would probably stand out the most.
Okay, yeah, yep. So you approach this woman. She's dwarven. Yep. She looks at you.
Obviously.
Yeah. Well, keep in mind there's a lot of different races here. It's quite as I say that, and it's quite a mixed bag.
I'm more does she also know that I just got set free?
Yeah. I think as you approach her, she'll look at you and she goes, "Oh, that was quick." She just says before realizing she's speaking out loud.
Mm. I'll be yes. Don't worry about that. We're here now.
Why would I? You were found innocent.
That I was.
She gives you a funny look when you say that.
Yeah, I'm got a lot of work to do though. Could you please maybe give me a hand? Is there a section here on artifact?
Aye, let's go. And she just
Yay!
walks on.
Skips along.
She doesn't skip, but you can. Yeah, she heads off that way. Is MD following Crumbar, or are you heading elsewhere to ask other people, or just going to go wonders? What's the plan for everybody else?
Somebody needs to supervise Crumbler.
Sorry?
I want to ask someone about finding anything on blood magic.
Yeah? Who'd you ask? What colour of robe you going for?
Ooh. I'll go for a blue as well.
Yeah, okay. So, you find a dragonborn.
Oh.
Yep.
Sorry to bother you. I was wondering, do you know where I might find some volumes on blood magic?
Yeah, and so this silver scaled dragonborn in nice blue robes kind of closes the book very slowly and looks up at you and says, "You're not in a robe.
No, but I'm here on Orodak's allowance.
Very good for you. And they stand up, and then they say, "And you wish to learn about blood magic?" They give you like a skeptical look.
It's not to do it, not to cast it.
Oh, of course, not to cast it. Merely to learn it.
No, so someone used it on me, and I need to find out.
They take a step back when you say that, like automatically. And go, "What did he do?"
Okay.
They bit me.
Where?
My hand. And
Why?
Hold my hand out.
They
Because
look at your hand, like kind of like they don't touch you, but like they're getting like a good look at it.
they said that they needed it.
Did you know this person?
Kind of. We had just met, but they seemed very trustworthy.
Are you sweating?
Am I?
And they kind of like straighten up again, and they go, "You were bitten by someone somewhat familiar to you that seemed trustworthy, that caused you to sweat in front of a stranger."
Yes.
I see. How curious. I don't know if we do have books on blood magic, but if we did, let's go see if we can find them. Are you going to blow up, perhaps?
I hope not. That's never happened before.
Were you bitten by this somewhat familiar person before?
No.
Well, there's always an
Someone.
opportunity then. And then they just like clasp their hands and just like start marching towards like a bookshelf.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah. You follow the silver dragonborn.
Yeah.
Yep. And okay.
Isla will maybe tag along with Serene, if
Okay.
Serene's okay with that.
Okay.
No one's alone in the library.
Except for Sierra. He's off. Yep. Yeah. So, can I get an investigation check from a Team Artifact and Team Blood, and you can decide who is helping who, if at all, and who's rolling and who gets advantage and all that nonsense. So, decide amongst
What
yourselves.
kind of thing was it?
Investigate. So you and Arya are together, and Isla and Serene are together.
Well, I've got a -1 to my investigate, so I would suggest Arya rolls the investigate.
Yeah, I'm
and
sure
I'll-
I had at least a +1, so probably a bit better. Just a smidge.
Would you want to remind
Do
us?
that with.
Yeah, sorry, my page
So will
was acting up again.
that be with
Fine.
advantage then? Yeah, because I'm helping.
I wait.
Mhm.
Hope
Yeah.
so.
Yep.
I'm trying to get back into my character sheet because
It's okay. Well, we're waiting on them.
Oh, stop.
Others use as well. Who's taking the lead here?
I'll just go to Isla. I'll be like, I think you're a lot better with books than I am.
I think I'd maybe be better helping. I kind of like, oh, we've both drunk a lot. That's not going to work. I'm here to help you.
Okay, I'll try then. I don't know how well it'll go, but
I believe in you.
And I think as you're
You can
having
do
this
it.
conversation back and forth, I think the Dragonborn turns round and says, "You're a tiefling."
I go still, and then I hide behind Serene.
And I think like
Yes?
the Dragonborn like turns round and looks behind her and like looks back towards Serene and says, "Oh, is she shy?"
he's a bit shy.
Yeah. Like, keep hiding.
And then I think
Is that what we call it now, eh?
the Silver Dragonborn says, "Well, I don't bite," and then looks awkwardly at you, Serene.
Just sweat a little bit.
Goes, "Forgive me, that was crass." Well, if you could tell your friend that we don't often see many tieflings. They are quite a rare breed here, so it's interesting. And apologies if any offence was taken. But this is where you wish to look, this section here. If you need anything, feel free to ask someone. They smile and walk off.
Thank
Yeah, and they say, interesting. Yes. And then they walk away.
you.
Sorry. There's a thing. I'll tell you in a minute. I'm still like hiding like as much in your cloak as I can be.
It's like face buried.
You could probably you could probably, because of the height difference, you could probably stand under the cloak without it being too much of an issue, to be fair.
Oh. Yep.
Amazing. Yeah, so that Silver Dragonborn lady's away now, so if you do wish to be, like, you know, in a more private setting, you are fairly alone at this section.
Oh, yeah, I'm not allowed to talk to the students. Just because I made bad choices and I'm learning my lesson. And maybe we shouldn't drink as much.
Yeah, I feel like we've been drinking a lot over the last 3 days.
It's not making my problems any better. Maybe it was not a good strategy.
Maybe not. We'll turn over a new leaf tomorrow, and no more. At least not that much.
Agreed.
It's like burp.
Oh, I don't think the wine and the ale went well together.
The harsh cut to that guy in Forge, by the way, and he's just going, holding his stomach like, oh, wine and ale is bad.
If we ever go back down like this, it's not a good idea. Don't let your patrons do.
He looks at the frog and goes, why did you let this happen?
Oh, the frog. But blood magic.
Yes, books. Let me look at books.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Oh.
That's so good.
Oh no.
Okay, can I also get the investigate check from the other team as well?
Oh.
It's so perfect because you are both so drunk.
Good.
Like, you couldn't have done that if you tried.
Oh dear, so good. And Crumbar's also pretty tipsy. So good.
Why do we keep coming to libraries when we're drunk?
I don't know. Why just keep drinking?
And mind you, right? Mind you, Brian didn't even like impose some sort of disadvantage.
Yeah, we haven't had to roll. We're just drunk. The dice know. They know.
Yep.
The dice know, even though they're not even dice.
I find in most of my campaign history, when I've wanted an outcome to happen that I think would just be more funny or fitting for the story, Roll20 seems to know. Like this. This is perfect, right?
We'll stop doing that.
It's just good.
It's not nice.
I mean, Arya's the most sober of all of you and she got the best roll. It makes the most sense and I love it.
I find a book about like how to get blood stains out of, cloak or something.
Well, no, like I'll cover what I'll cover what you find. Don't worry, I'll cover what you find. Because I mean, you'll definitely find some things, but I definitely think maybe that's something that you found interesting. Because bloodstains are probably quite tricky, especially if you're hunting, like to like feed yourself and it's like a live animal or something, or it was. But yeah, so for Serene and Isla, you start looking through books, and I think you get to the point where it's difficult because the alcohol is causing a problem, I would say. That makes the most sense. Like, the words are now becoming painful to read because you're thinking, we should maybe try and sleep this off, is maybe the thought at the forefront of your mind.
Because we've done
Yeah.
2 rounds of day drinking, because we changed time zones.
Yeah. You have day drank and then day drank. Back to back, yep. And yeah, like you get to the point where you go, okay, how many books have we read? And you look at the pile of 2 books each. You go, oh. And you look at the wall of, like, you know, maybe 100 more books. You think, this is going to take a bit of time. Because you thought you were making like loads of progress. There's probably a montage of you going through loads of books, but really it's just 2. And maybe one of them was the one that caught Serene's attention about getting bloodstains out of clothing. But yeah, it's not to say the answer isn't here, it's just to say you just have not found it. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of work to go there. And then on the other team, excuse me. Yep. Yeah, you start pouring through books about various artifacts and such. Obviously with certain things very specifically in mind, right? You know, things like Rod of Pa, Eye of Janus, Blackfang Spear, etc. And
they're all in Dwarvish, that's why I rolled so low.
No, they're not. All the books here are readable regardless of what languages you speak. Because it's a school to train people from all sorts, so of course they could read the books. Knowledge is a gift, remember, that people should be welcomed to take. And yeah, you read through them, and there's some mention of obviously the Eye of Janus in regards to Magnus' staff. Very little on that, but that's like one of the only mentions of any of it that you kind of come across. There is like mention of the astral hammer, but it like doesn't go into detail. So when you're pouring through this, you get a mention of the Eye of Janus that is part of obviously Magnus' staff, but it's not called the Eye of Janus. It's not called anything. You just know it is that by knowing what yours can do. And it's the description of the jewel in his staff seems to be able to do X, Y, and Z. You look at what you know and go, well, we know that's an Eye of Janus, so that must be Magnus' staff, blah, blah, blah. That's how much you can put together from that. And then obviously the astral hammer is mentioned in Dwarven history. You know this already. And that comes up. But you also have the same problem of there's a lot of books here. A lot. Especially on magic artifacts in a magic school. Yeah. Especially a Dwarven magic school. Yeah. Magical artifacts. Yeah. This is a big section. And fairly well populated, which means not all the books will be here still as well. So you might need to spend a lot longer here than you initially thought. And obviously Serene, like I would definitely do too. Yeah. But you definitely, like, you can tell there's stuff about what you've been looking for here. It's just you haven't got it yet, unfortunately. Not yet. Yeah. So.
And sorry.
On you go.
No, in my drunk mind, I just want to say, if I cast Speak with Plants, and I talk to books, I just kind of say that to Isla. She must know. She's magic. She's magic-y.
I'm like sitting on the floor at this point with the 2 books we've looked at. Have you ever tried it on a non-living plant?
No.
Could be worth a try. It would answer a really interesting question about whether a plant is still a plant, even when it's a book.
Good. I don't think it'll work. Maybe if I had Speak with Dead as well.
And we could combine them.
Combine them into a super spell.
Are you hungry?
I am hungry.
I'm really hungry.
That's amazing. I think at that point as well, like a blue-robed person turns up. I don't know. Let's say an elf this time, and they turn up and say, "Master Ordak, I sent me to ask if yous had any food requirements."
Perfect. Just in time. Yes.
All of it.
All of it. I was about to say the same.
I see. Anything ill-fitting to your dietary requirements?
I shake my head at Serene. I'm only making eye contact with Serene.
No, Isla says no. Me, as long as it was, if it's meat, as long as it was killed in a humane way.
Okay,
No
blinks.
tortured animals.
I wouldn't imagine why we would torture animals, but yes,
I don't know what the customs are.
I'll ask the chef. Okay, just like nods. And then, I think it'd say cook, not chef, right? I think it'll say cook. But it says I'll ask the cook. Thank you. We don't allow food in the library, but I will have it sent to your quarters when you return there. He nods.
Oh, thank you.
He nods and goes, my pleasure. And then he walks off. And then you can see him very quickly, as if if the camera had followed him, he goes all the way around the library to find Arya and Crumbar. And he asks them the exact same question.
Obviously, I'm like,
Let's
I'm
face
not
it,
going
we
to
all
say.
know.
Yeah, I'm not going to say no to food.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. We're not gonna see Crumbar saying no to food. Come on, what are you even going
Any
on about?
dietary requirements that you wish me to omit?
And I'll be like, food.
Quite sure
Food
that
is
one would
good.
need stones if you gave him stones, so yeah.
I'll see what I can find, he politely says to you, kind of jokingly. Mhm.
Yeah, I'll laugh along.
Yes. And your bird?
Oof. Yes, sweetheart, you would like some food, wouldn't you? And then Rhea kind of like chirps happily at the notion.
Seeds
And
or
I'll
mice?
say, whichever you have handy, I'm sure she would appreciate either.
Yes, we don't allow food in the
Isn't that
library, of
right,
course. So the food will be delivered to
Of
your
course.
to the rooms you have been assigned. So when you arrive back at the rooms, the food will be sent momentarily afterwards. Good day. And he just turns to walk away.
Fantastic, thank you.
And then he says, "Oh," he stops, turns, and goes, "My pleasure," and then walks off again.
Oh.
Yeah. So yous have that scene. We drift all the way back up the stairs to Oradak's office, and we see him just kind of like floating back and forth in front of his desk with the Eye of Janus sat on the little kind of like metal legs that he's got. And he just starts like tapping his lip as he kind of glides just back and forward. And then he says, "Why would he give them an eye? And why would he let them keep an eye? Strange." And he turns to the eye and he puts his hand on it, and his eyes glow red. And then you just hear him say, "Tell me your secrets." And then we end the session. So,
He has Janus vision.
what would you like to call the session?
Oh, just
It is problematic, isn't it?
My suggestion is I have no strings on me.
I was to say something about strings.
I think I like something you actually said with Isla, that like most of my strings were of my choosing, but obviously that's too long. But I really liked how you put that there. I was like, oh, I guess.
Yeah, because I think his reply to that was like, "Yeah, we all think that until we tried to cut them or cut ourselves free from them." Something like that.
Yes, that's a thing.
Yeah.
very
Well,
funny.
here's the spoil spot.
Oradak knows how to hit hard, doesn't he? Yeah.
And all the students seem so nice.
Yeah.
I can't talk to any of them.
You can see why it's like this person who seems to be puppeteering this arc mage. Like, that seems like a risk to let loose in a school full of
Yeah.
students.
More importantly, why the hell isn't he dead?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also that.
Yeah. I thought something
Who is
about that.
he?
Like,
Is he really Oradak? Seems to have certain powers. Who knows?
I suppose that's
well,
also a
that-
good
that-
title. Why aren't you dead?
Why aren't you
You
dead?
dead.
That's always...
Awkward, but yeah, that could work, I
Mhm.
guess.
Oh dear. Yeah. I
I
like
feel that could
Ordak's
also
cool.
apply to the amount of drinking we've done.
Yes.
Like, that has two meanings, that title. Why aren't you dead?
Oh dear.
I just like Tip to the Frog because it just seemed to be such a random
Uh-huh.
shit thing that you threw
The
in there.
frog was good.
Aye, to be fair, that's the best part about GMing is coming up with random shit, right? It bugs me nobody asked MD in the pub about the frog. Because I'm like,
No, we all just accepted it.
but I also like that. I really like that about people.
Yep,
going,
this
this
is the
is
thing."
normal. This is it. This is
Sure.
what you do to the frog.
Yep. Seems legit.
Yeah. I love how she's already ran out of tab, by the way. Have you noticed that? Already ran out of tab because Crumber didn't pay for the drinks she told him to, and she just left after that.
It's more so as well as I don't want to know. I don't want to know what would happen if we didn't tip to it and like the frog just like
Yeah,
you-
I
like,
thought it was
and
also a
like
fight.
and like if you don't tip to it, the frog just sticks out its tongue and nicks your drink away or something.
That'd be amazing. A big bronze kind of whip tongue. Yeah. No thanks. Okay. Any other suggestions for names? Then we'll need some votes.
I genuinely can't think of anything, honestly.
Voting for myself because I'm a heathen. What I really mean is Bastiel totally texted me and said that was his vote.
I use proxy as it, yeah.
I'm definitely not going to start that habit.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for that just because it's funny.
Isla, Arya, any other suggestions or votes?
For Day Drinkers Anonymous.
Mhm.
But I like Why Aren't You Dead?
I do like that one as well.
I think you're the decider, are you?
Well, not really, because I could just make things halfway, right?
Well, no, because Isla has went for Day Drinkers Anonymous.
Oh yeah, I haven't voted this.
Oh yeah,
I
you're
could,
still.
I could vote for myself.
You
and
can.
then that would make Aya the battery.
I do like Why Aren't You Dead as well.
Just vote for the one you like. There's no like.
Yeah, that's
Just
good.
because
There's going to be many more sessions to name, at least, and maybe maximum 9.
There's going to be at least one more. We know that.
There we go. So
Nice.
we've got 1.
I feel that Day
Two.
Drinkers Anonymous could have covered other sessions as well.
But we've just one off drink, so no more drinking.
Okay, so that is technically.
I don't
no, we're good. We're
believe
good.
ya.
We're good. It wasn't even. It was good. Perfect. And then I was like looking at it going, did Isla vote? And I finally saw your other wee thing. I thought, good. I was going to just roll if it had been even. Go. I've got our title. They were both good though. They were both good. Let's undo that. Do that properly. Right, so let's have a quick cheeky look at goals. Okay, so use Auradac's resources to find out more about the eye. So we're kind of in the middle of doing that.
Yeah, we've not. We're using the resources just now.
We
haven't
found out, yeah, a little bit, but not.
We hope he might have just
Yeah.
stolen it and
He might not be the eye. Like, we don't know.
Mm-hmm. But like also the library counts towards this as well, right? Like you've got like Ordak studying it and Yous looking it up in the library and things, right? So there is like a combo effect to that. So it's when we find out something more about the eye that is complete, right? As well, because yeah, even if the discovery is nothing, right? Because obviously when you decide to stop using the resources, we'll make a judgment call. But that's basically almost in the realms of autocomplete if next week goes ahead smoothly and everything doesn't just blow up. right? So
I don't talk to someone, I get kicked out.
then we've got locate the Rod of Pa. It's not
It got
happened yet.
mentioned this week.
It did, yeah.
Did mention it, yeah.
Definitely.
That's progress.
It is. It is indeed. Yep. And hopefully, if you spend more time researching, maybe you'll learn something. Maybe you won't. But you did learn something about it, which was Ordak saying it doesn't have any power. It's just religious significance, according to him at least.
That's interesting.
And learn the artifact's name and use. No.
No.
But who knows what Rastira's found out as well. Because he's wandered off. And then God called GGW. We've not done yet. Nope.
We need a Bastille for that one.
And then we've got a successfully commune with the High Druid. We've not done that yet either. Nope. Right, so personal goals. Crumbar.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't assess
Ding, 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 ding.
Isla
No.
and Serene's combat abilities.
I'm going to take Isla out of it.
It's okay,
because-
no, I'll come back if we're changing. So, Isla, uncover new information about tieflings linked to the Abyssal Breach. Not yet.
Nope. Maybe, if I can.
Serene, worst case scenario for blood magic.
I tried my best.
A scenario was mentioned as well.
You might blow up.
I might blow up.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, who knows? Just can't confirm it.
Yep. Bastiel did not sadly acquire a fire elemental, but kind of in the meta, didn't learn the location of a fire elemental, but could have had he been here to learn it in the meta. And then Arya, commune with nature to learn about the heart of the mountain. What do we feel like we learned about the heart of the mountain?
Well, we've learned that its presence is definitely better felt in some parts of the mountain and not in the others. That it's definitely a fire elemental, and that somehow it's people are making lava go upwards.
Yeah. I'd say you've completed the goal, my dear. Well done.
Yay, goal.
So feel free to move that over to the completed pile. To which I just want to highlight the last completed goal was rectify my misstep, just in case anybody was trying to remember things that Isla did that were amazing. I love this arc, Isla. I love it to bits. Just, it's great.
I'm so conflicted. But I think that's partially Hannah versus Isla.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if Isla's that conflicted.
Excellent. Right, so... Right. Now we're going to go and talk about changes of goals. So, are there... I know Crumbar said you were going to change your personal goal.
Mm-hmm.
What's happening? You wanted to take...
So, I'm just going to take Isla out of it because...
Because I can kill you with magic.
No, but the whole point is like it was Serene who helped me get out prison. So it is making sense that I'm trying to do something to help her. And I'm like, I want to make sure that she can defend herself and blah, 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 blah.
Okay, but like, how would you help her do that if she's already competent?
Travelled all across the world.
She was literally picked by her entire people to go out to be the one champion for her village. Right? Can you see how that's a tricky one? Because assess Serene's combat abilities is not a helping goal, it's you judging her. Which it just feels like payback for her judging you.
Yeah. Let's go with that one.
Okay. Right, okay.
Just want to judge me. Oh.
Apparently so. Interesting. We'll see how that plays out. I don't know how I feel about that goal yet, but we'll see how that plays out. Right, anybody else? I know Ari needs a new personal goal. But anybody else changing their personal goals? I know Bastiel isn't. So
I'm keeping mine.
it makes sense for you to keep yours, yeah. I think you are both in a good place to maybe research your personal goals currently. Just get a sleep maybe first and then do it. Okay, so general goals. I'd suggest you keep the top one, the use Orodex resources, because if you, make progress next week, that's done. So that's nice. So, still gonna try and locate the Rod of Pat?
Seems
Yeah.
wise.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna use my Receiver card to skip the next question. And God call GGW?
Yeah, because we still need to try and find out his location and stuff.
Oh, God calling, I won't tell you that.
Oh no, wait, what one's God call?
That's like commune.
But it might tell us if you can God call him, which I think would give us maybe some.
Or do we need to have it as another generic locate?
Yeah, it's more. No, that was it. It was
Location.
2 seconds.
Think out loud.
No, because was it not to find out if he knew who captured him? God, it was that long ago now.
No, you just need to tell me what the goals are for, because it's what you're pursuing. So, I think if you don't know what it is, you just need to make it what you want it to be. So, what would you want the goal to be?
2 seconds. I'm trying to find God call in the spell list.
It's not on the spell list as God call. It's not a spell.
Oh.
Can you see why I tell you that you should probably write the actual things you want to do in goals instead of the shorthand?
That was just,
Yeah.
because it was just commune, wasn't it?
I thought it was a combination between can we do it? Because that maybe tells us if magic can get through whatever is holding the GGW.
Yep.
And also then if we can talk to him, does he know?
Right,
can we?
Yeah. That's the
like it was like the Gestoria call where it's like, can we do it? And if we can do it, what info do we get?
No, that was it, because we wanted to do it so I could find out, is he on Omen or is he on is he in Santa Clara?
So really, it's still just locate the GGW.
Yeah.
And there's no point locking yourself in with use commune to do it when you look at a map and see a giant gold dragon.
I'm just gonna change it to locate GGW and then in brackets.
That came through very muffled for me.
Yeah, locate GGW, maybe commune.
Okay.
This is the kind of can use commune to maybe do that.
Yeah, but then if you commune and chat to him and don't locate him, you don't get that goal. You do understand that, right?
There, locate GGW.
Perfect. And right, and we've got successfully commune with the High Druid. Still pursuing that as well? Yes, no, maybe?
So I think we should talk to him. Yeah, them.
Yep. Cool. Okay.
We've still got a prophecy to pass on. Just check they know.
Yeah, it's like, by the way, you aware of this? Yeah? Okay, cool.
Aware that your people are threatening you with fire?
Thank you for the XP, just checking in.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, good. Any other goal chat to discuss then? I know Adri needs a goal, right? Your personal goal?
I thought I just added it. 1 second.
You need to enter or move away from the cell.
I need to hit enter.
That's okay, perfect.
Yes. I want to learn more about the Heart of the Mountain from Orodak or his library.
Okay, yeah.
It's, I don't know. I just get the feeling that it's important in the grand scheme of things.
Okay.
So.
It does seem it, right?
It's a massive freaking elemental that's more or less allowed the dwarves to freaking flourish as a civilization, so. I don't know. That has a big a red flag all around it, like not like fire engine red, but just the sort of like red of like things that are burning.
Fire engine red's the best phrase in terms of the engine of destruction being the red dragon of fire. Yeah, I love it.
Well, that really wants it.
But fire trucks are actually water trucks. Where is my mind? Yeah. I get you. Oh, fine. Yeah, I think that's fair enough. Yeah, you could try and learn something significant about the Heart of the Mountain from Ordak or his library. Yeah. Yep, just basically from the school. containing all of Auridak and his library. Yeah. What I love, though, about the entire goals list here, right? I'm assuming we're all done with goals, but like, what I love about this is, nobody's like, why isn't he dead? None of that's part of the goals. I love that. Because obviously in the meta, you just know what happened in that cutscene. So your characters wouldn't think to pursue that. But I love that there's been no player trying to ham it in. I really appreciate that. That's been good. I like it.
No, I think we're quite good like that.
You know, but there's always still times you go, how can I legally not metagame the meta knowledge I have? Cause remember, like when you were learning stuff from the White and Bastille, was like, how do I do this without metagaming? I'm like, well, you just wait for her to tell you it, and then go see her. Like, I don't mind helping with that type of stuff if I can. However, if that's goals done, going once, going twice, and excellent, goals are done.
Gold.
Yes. So, thank you. XP, you all get, was it 900? So.
Oh, I just closed my character sheet.
We're over talking.
Alright. So we were at 60600.
Nope.
We'd gone.
No.
We
62400.
That's what you're now on.
62400. Okay.
It's because they got
Okay,
900 last
closer.
time. If you check the session tracker,
Apologies.
they got 9. That's okay.
Yeah.
because Crumbar was. Yeah,
Free.
Crumbar's trial. Yeah, that one. Crumbar free.
Yeah, why isn't that in the completed list then? Since the last one on the list is rectify my misstep. Was that put somewhere else? How curious.
I like how we're all making weird noises.
Yeah, right, because it is like,
I'm wondering if I just copied it and didn't cut it and didn't actually paste it in.
Interesting.
But I'm just gonna go. What was it?
Yeah, basically prove innocence, wasn't it? It was like, you know, prove you weren't directly
Right.
responsible for the deaths or something like that. I think that was the goal that was complete last time. Just as it's in there, because it's nice to track deeds done, right? While we're getting this corrected, Arya, you want to start us off with wrap-up chat?
That's it.
Perfect.
Yay. Well, Arius had an interesting day. Started the day talking at a mountain, in a way, and playing a bit Inspector Gadget, finding everybody, of course, at the pub,
Of course.
and then ending up somewhere completely different thanks to the eye. So, you know, must be a Tuesday. But yeah, we're in a library again. And it's just one of those things, you know, like.
Yeah.
But she's been without the eye for a little while, so I think it's like, you know, when you suddenly miss I don't know, like, but when you've cut your hair and it feels too short and it feels weird, I think that's kind of her right now without the eye. She got used to having it and she's uncomfortable without it.
I think that's also why, like, he offered, like, so much,
But
like,
she'll
in
get
the
it.
way of comfort, right? Because he was like, oh, if you still need transport, understand this was your transport, I'll give you students that will take you where you need to go, or if you're staying, I'll give you rooms, whatever is convenient.
Yeah. No, I know he's being nice. I'm just being awkward because, you know, my eye. Technically not mine, it's Janus's, but
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, you know.
I mean, it's.
I am the holder of the eye.
I mean, it's the group's eye who have delegated you to be the responsible soccer mom van driver. Yep, you're the designated driver of the eye. Yep.
That's kind of it.
Yep, I love it.
I've accepted my fate.
I mean, to be fair, you've done okay fate-wise, right? I mean, how many half-elves can say they're noble dwarves? Like, probably none. So, it's not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad. With a demon bow.
We kind of we took, you know, a child with us and then managed to lose the child after taking
Not
him to
in
one
the
of
abyss,
most
though.
dangerous
Yeah.
places in the world. You know, it's
Mm-hmm.
6.5 dozen as to whether.
Yeah, it's the type of thing you want to leave off the babysitting resume, isn't it? It's like, well, we did take this 10-year-old to the abyss, and we got them back from the abyss without them being harmed. It was just a tree that kind of killed them in a garden. That was on us. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's fine. Yeah. Anything else, my dear?
That's about me, I think.
No problemo. Yes. Crombar.
Yeah, I like the frog.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I love
It's just absolute nonsense details that come up. Yep.
Yeah, some things are the best, because sometimes nonsense is just what you need.
That's why the random generators can be fun, because it will give you ideas that you wouldn't naturally have came to. Like when I made you all roll for your like personality traits initially, and then you can pick what you liked instead. I think it's fun to do the random roll knowing you can just change what you don't like, because I think it does inspire options you might have thought, I wouldn't have picked that, but now that I have and I see it in a a grander picture, that does work quite well. And then this is how you end up with 8-foot bronze frogs people worship with their drinks. So yeah. That'll come up again, hopefully. Who knows? The Puzzling Frog Tavern. Amazing. Yeah.
They're really.
Anything else, bud?
I love you.
Thank you. Nothing about Ordak then? No. Nothing about him? You happy with that? All normal?
No, I'm not happy with it. I'm just trying to keep a cool demeanor.
Okay, nice, okay. Yeah, I will shout that. Yep, I'll swiftly move on. Don't worry, buddy. Isla?
Oh,
Mm.
yeah. Learning that day drinking does not solve all my problems.
That one
Very
and
sad
two
about
is
that.
so good. Like,
Oh.
so good.
Isla is definitely starting. Like, this is like the third library she's been in, like the last day, and she's just not happy about it anymore. It's no longer a happy place. Now she's sad.
Let's count, right? So there was.
Maybe there's Dondrabella's.
Dondrabella's, then the secret Dwarven
one.
library. Then there was Oridax.
Then Racira's.
And Racira's, Oridax, and the Golden Order one. Were you in that, or was that after? You were after that. You were after that.
I don't think that was this day.
Right. Okay.
I think within this day I've been in 4.
Was it only? I'm trying to think. Were you with them?
We've not slept.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that only Serene that was with them at the time? Did they pick you up after that, maybe? Or were you?
I made them return the book.
Right. Yeah, and the library was shut.
I was there when they got the book.
Yeah. So you've not been in that one yet. That's fine. Cool.
No.
We're good.
No.
Just counting my libraries. That's all. Yep.
Yeah, she's feeling both guilty, but kind of still okay with the choices that she made, that's not good. Girl needs sitting down and talking to.
I liked the conversation you and Doradak had about the dancing, or like basically talking about the conversation you want to have, right? Because you're like, I understand.
Because she's not loose lips think ships. She's not falling for that again. She's not talking.
And he definitely was understanding of that and not willing to press.
Which he appreciated.
I don't know if you were aware of his subtext in the last statement that he kind of was saying, which was basically, if you ever want to cut those strings that you can't on your own. Yeah.
Yeah, she did.
Good.
And she's like, I don't want to yet, but I appreciate the offer, and I promise not to talk to any of the impressionable students to try and prove that I'm not evil, because I'm aware that it doesn't look great. I'm interested in why he's not dead. Just
right?
Also. Yeah, that was a surprise. So yeah, I think I'll be doing a lot of just messaging Serene to tell her what I want to say. Sorry, Serene.
Just casting it across the table. Yep.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like, can you tell them that? Because I'm not allowed to talk to them. Yeah.
I love the idea of them magically being whispered to when you could probably hear what you're whispering in the spell across the table. I love that though. It seems like so redundant, but what a wizard would do. Oh, so
Yep.
good. Yep. And Serene.
I'm enjoying Rasira more and more.
Yeah.
Really think he's great.
Is that
now.
Serene or Callie?
That's Callie.
Okay.
That's me. I think he's great.
Mhm.
Now
he's
more
definitely
so that his brain's been addled. I don't know why.
he's definitely came back a bit different, hasn't he?
Oh
Poor guy.
Just a bit. Seems a bit confused, and it's quite endearing.
Yep, he's kind of become the granddad now, hasn't he, of the
Yeah.
group more than
no.
the take charge, let's solve the
Just
problem.
seeing how excited he is
Mhm.
about libraries, just
Yeah.
running off towards libraries and things. It's
Grabbing
quite fun.
students and like, where is it?
Yeah.
Yep. So good.
But yeah, I'm also very interested as to why Orodak's alive.
Mm.
But can't really don't know Orodak at all.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
it's something that I'm never gonna ask
Yep.
about. Oh, but yeah,
You
it's
can-
good. I'm glad we've gone somewhere else now. It's good.
Yeah, you finally got
True.
to this place you had planned on going many sessions ago. Yep.
Mhm.
It's good.
Yep.
It is good to make that level of progress at least, because I wouldn't say you haven't made progress. Definitely things have happened. Yeah, it's been interesting. You could argue that there's been setbacks made more than progress if we look at Purbasira. But yeah.
Yep.
Mhm. Yeah, Ordak seems interesting as well in general, because it's nice that you guys have now got to meet him, right? Because obviously it was just Arya and Crombar that had kind of like exposure to him as a NPC before, and obviously I know you were expecting the reveal of, oh no, he's dead. So that is definitely a curiosity. Considering I didn't lie when I definitely decided that there was a cutscene where they saw him stabbed. So yeah, that did happen. You know, it wasn't like some weird gaslighting here. So yeah, definitely interesting. How do you use from Isla and Serene? What's your impressions of Ordak so far? It's based on what you've experienced, and more so to Hannah and Callie, I guess, than Isla and Serene.
He's definitely more like on side than I feel a
Mhm.
lot of the people we've met.
Mhm.
Yeah,
He's just like, yeah, totally, I'll look at it. I've got you.
Help, like, oh, look at it, but and you can also like have these guys if you ever need to get around. It's fine. Don't worry about
Mhm.
it. Have some food. Have some places to stay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But like a mysterious magic-y person
Is he
seems
being
quite
chilled
open
out?
and
Was he
nice.
this? Yeah, was he this open and nice before? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, he was definitely more transactional before, and then the whole.
He was definitely a person before.
And I think the fact that Fate of the World, Demon Invasion, Crumbar's God, aka the one that powers all the paladins defending us from demons, seems to be bound up, and he seemed to believe Crumbar after he read his memory. Yeah. It's definitely not. It's a bit more convincing, that, you know? So I think it's more a case of, if I can help this clusterfuck get resolved, I will. Yeah. He's a pretty weird guy. But also, let's put it this way, if you just didn't need to touch the floor, would you just touch the floor?
Why would you? Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. The floor's gross.
So yeah. Anything else, Serene?
That's it.
No, perfect, good. Yeah, hopefully we'll be full strength again next time, because I don't want to rob Bastiel of any chat with Oradak. Because I know that Bastiel, obviously maybe Shan was thinking he wouldn't have any chat with Oradak for obvious dead reasons. But ideally, again, hopefully nothing blows up next week, so hopefully Shan's back with us next week. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens then. I'm excited. I hope you all will be too. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye to everybody.